Good morning, everybody. Oh, my camera's not working. Good thing I went live before I checked that. Wake up, camera. That's not better. There it is. We're live. You can see me if you want to, for some reason. Let's tilt that up a little bit, shall we? There we go. There's my bald face. Welcome back to the Mongoolie Show. We are live on a Saturday morning. Going to be a little bit shorter than normal. Not too much shorter. We just got a hard out. Jacob already in the chat. How are you doing, sir? I watched that video again, the movie Mayhem. What the hell? Okay. I watched that movie Mayhem 1 again, and it was kind of like, you know what? It's kind of good. I didn't see him cut all of his hair. Did he lose all of it? Hey, morning, Hotep. I was there when he was getting chopped. I was actually the first person to subscribe, so I was the first chop. Not hair, of his chest. That guy took that like a frickin' champion. Oh my goodness. Is there a screenshot somewhere? I know he was posting to Instagram. Let me know. Send that this way. Say knee. Holy shit. Coming on real quick. Welcome back. We stayed up way too late editing an incredibly dumb video, so we're a little tired first thing in the morning. Welcome, Vral. Late by my standards, Vral, not late by your standards. I'm sure you'd be like, that's early, you pussy. His VOD is still up. Okay. Let's check that out real quick. We've got an energy drink try and snap us out of this if we have to. Kingslayer. There he is.
We're gonna be able to do our very first sub.
All right, let's check this guy out. It was a ton of fun, to be perfectly honest. It was very, very funny. This dude was fucking glowing at one point. Like, he was so ridiculously red. Look at how... Oh, man. I was looking at it on my phone last night, so it was pretty small. That's brutal. Did he actually hit his 500 goals? I mean, if he cut all of his hair off, I hope he did very, very well last night. That looks rough. All right, let's cut ahead for a little bit. I think I saw at one point he had one dread missing. Is that his girlfriend? He was mentioning she was at work, so... Sassy! Yeah, that'll do it. Oh, man, that'll do it. I hope he didn't... I hate to say this. I hope he didn't cheap out. Those dreadlocks are going to take years to get back. I hope he didn't... I hope he feels okay with his decision. Oh, poor dude. It's weird how... Roommate, okay. Like, you know how you can hit that stage where you're at first, you're like, this is so funny, and then you get to that point where you're just like, oh, no, I actually just kind of feel bad. Oh. I'm sure he had a late night. That's a 8-hour stream, good God. Oh, that's cool. You can see the stuff in the background there. Hopefully he pops in at some point this morning. I'd love to actually talk to him. See how he's doing. Please tell me that's lotion and not skin. Oh my God, I hope that's lotion. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know this dude that well. I've seen his stream a couple of times, and he's been on the show once or twice. He looks verge of tears almost. I don't know if he's just tired or what, but... Oh, my boy. I hope he's doing well. I get to that stage immediately and just don't watch things. Yeah. I get that, to be honest. It was pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. He was doing a good job. He was very entertaining. I hope he hit all of his goals. But there's tired of getting that ass beat. I mean, I don't blame him. That was a lot of punishment in a short amount of time. I don't know if it would have been better if he stretched it out or if that would have made it a lot worse. I honestly don't know. Oh, Christ. Do we start actually buying these things? It's so expensive, but you need it for some really good characters. Oh, I hate me. Yeah, gold has pretty much always been a struggle on this for me. Let's see what we can get. I think you're right, Midnight. I hope you're wrong, but I think you're right. Oh. So I don't disagree with you, Saini. I just don't know. Like, oh, what? Misclicked. I don't know what I'm building right now, other than towards that. I guess other than just new characters coming out. Like, we've got our Dark Dimension 6 done. We got our Apocalypse. We've got our Black Knight built up. Like, our arena's looking good. Our raids are looking good. Like, right here, right now, we're kind of in a good spot. I'm not saying I've got, like, money to blow, which I guess I kind of just did by buying that. But, I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? He was super high at that point. He was getting pretty drunk and high early on. So that's one of those things where, like, I don't need that anytime soon. We don't have her anywhere close to that. I will take that, though, just for the sake of having it. I don't need it anytime soon either, but I've also got the resources that it's not going to hurt me. In theory, the idea of doing a subathon is appealing. And ironically, not even for the subs, just because it seems like it'd be a lot of fun and it seems to really bring out the community. That being said, I'd have to figure out something that I could do or am willing to do that's not going to be like, A, ripping somebody else off, or B, like, turning people off, right? Because as Saini said, like, that just wasn't his cup of tea. And I've heard other people say, like, you know, they hate the drinking streams and whatnot. Like, I've done shots on this show many, many, many times, and people are just like, yeah, it's not for me, man. You don't need to do that. And it's like, all right, fair enough. Ooh, we finished that off. Nice. I bought one round, saw how much gold went down, and was like, nope. I'm pretty much ignoring Crimson Gear for a while. So we're pushing our alliance, me and some of the higher end guys, to be like, we need to do higher level of incursion raids, because this is dumb, and we need to at least start building that stockpile. And we did, like, on our first try, we got 30%, which is, you know, not nothing. That's enough to get the start of rewards. Turn this music down just a little bit in my ears. So I'm pretty happy with the way that our alliance managed that on day one. Obviously, we'll grow and get better, and good things will come from it, but managed to get a couple orbs at least. Yeah, being in a casual alliance is going to be a bit of an issue. Chugging hot sauce or karaoke or something. I'm not opposed to karaoke. It'll be embarrassing, but I mean, that's kind of what... streaming in general is kind of embarrassing. I am... Jacob, sorry. I am going to say I'm probably going to stop chugging ridiculous items on, like, a random Saturday. One, because if we ever do a subathon or something like that, it gives me more ammunition if you're not used to seeing it on a daily basis. And two, because I don't generally feel awesome afterwards. So if we do alcohol, that's one thing. But I might just sort of start slipping away from that in general. So if you still want to do the IRL word band, it's still a lot of fun. We can figure out something to do if I lose, when I lose, let's be honest. But I don't see myself doing hot sauce or lemon juice anytime soon unless there's a bit more in it for me. No offense. We're still doing First Strike. That's what we just moved away from. We were doing First Strike and we just bumped it up a rank. I have about 8 or 9 days until level 100. Good job. I honestly, I don't track the progress. It just kind of happens when it happens. So, like, I don't know. I need about 3,000 more to get to 98. How long does 3,000 take? I honestly have no idea. It's one of those things where I saw a lot of videos when it first happened, and people were like, "Oh, you're going to be able to hit this level by the time that event ends." And then the event ended, and I was like, all right, my race to that level has dwindled. About 2 days? That's not bad. Be there by the end of the weekend? I'm good with that. Sorry I interrupted you earlier. You were telling me about the video. Oh, yes, the Marvel... Nope, Mongolia's Movie Mayhem. I need to wake up. I watched it again, because I was like, all right, I'm going to put a stinger and opening and an ending to this. And I was watching it, and I'm like, no, this is kind of a perfect intro. This is actually pretty good. So I ended up just leaving it alone. I did put it up on the website, so it's on YouTube if you want to check it out, and you should, because it's a lot of fun. It's a good time with Cleaning Agent and Eros World. I do have Bendable Straws and ZKG lined up for the next one, which should also be a great time. I love those guys. They are dragging their feet a little bit on getting me some of the stuff that I need in order to make it, so I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm looking forward to that, hopefully in the next week, maybe two. Should be a good time. All right, I have about 8 or 9 days until level 100 and don't have the goal to even take all the characters I want to that level. It's going to be a while for me. Like, I've just made my peace with the fact that Mephisto is months away for me. That said, I mean, I'm probably not going to buy that much Forge gear, or Crimson gear, despite the fact you literally just saw me do that, but I'm definitely going to start pushing my raids and my alliance, trying like, let's do this. The rewards for 30% at the higher level are better than the raids for are better than the rewards for 60% at the lower level. So even if it hurts a little bit, I still feel like it's worth it. We're ranked 13th in the raid season right now, and I'm a whale. Still not planning on starting anytime soon. Oh, it's sad when they've priced the whales out. Ooh, yes, please. Hey, Hammer. Afternoon. What the fuck? We just woke up. I'm dead tired. It's like 8 in the morning. I realize that's not super early for most people, but I was up till like 2 something recording a video. It might be the dumbest video I've ever made. I don't know. We'll see. It's pinned in the comments if you want to go check that out. At least the first like 30 seconds of it. And if you unfollow me and unsubscribe, I totally understand. UK time. Vral loved the intro. Good call, Vral, on telling me who you were, by the way, because there is a 0% chance I was going to see that name and be like, oh yeah, that's clearly Vral. Glad you enjoyed it. Honestly, I kind of do too. It's cringy, but it's fun. I don't know. I have a stupid sense of humor. Sometimes it shows up. Well, welcome all the way from the UK. Glad to have you. What do we need to be doing? We need to be doing isotopes. But let's try and max out. Not max out, but get these guys up to 4 so that when we get to the hive section, they're good to go. I hate the alcohol for subs things, personal reasons, so I tend to just leave the stream till it's over. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's so hard to find something that everybody can get on board with, except for maybe like cash giveaways. I'm pretty sure everybody's okay with that. Because some people love the drinking, some people hate the drinking. Some people love the chops that Kingslayer was taking last night. Some people were tuning out because it was too much for them. I get it. It's just one of those, like, man, like, from my perspective, if I ever want to do one of those things, and I'm not, like, doing one tomorrow by any stretch, but, like, if I ever did, like, what's the middle ground? What's a good thing that's, like, not everybody can get on board with this. It's just embarrassing enough to be funny, but not so embarrassing that people are cringing and turning away. I mean, this is mostly rhetorical, but, I mean, if anybody does have a good answer, I'm all ears. Gotta do what's right for you. If people want to watch, they will. That's true, but I mean, you're a loyal follower, and if I'm turning you away, then I'd say that I'm doing something wrong at that point. Not that I'm going to cater the entire stream to you specifically, but I don't want to turn somebody away who's been here for a long time, checks me out every time he can. Like, I couldn't tell you, but I think you've been live with me at least for a little bit every time I've gone live in the last, 3-4 weeks, month, something. Which is awesome, by the way. That's a big That's what she said. Chat walked you through a DD campaign. I liked your video. I couldn't watch it all though. All this Mephisto stuff is giving me flashbacks of my ex-wife. Fair enough. It was well over an hour at first, and I'm like, that's not happening. Chop that right down. And I mean, even then, the kit section still felt like it took a little bit longer than I wanted it to. I want to try and get my kit reveals down even more. I know there are people who literally just read the kit verbatim. I don't know. I personally find that pretty dry. But there's people who like it, right? Because it does get... Ooh, yes, please. Because it does get all the information if you just don't want to go and read it for yourself. So I get it. I just think it's boring as shit. I feel like I've nailed like 1 or 2 kit reveals, and a couple others I just read verbatim, and a couple others I went too in depth in the details and not in depth enough in what they're actually good at or what they're used for, and that's kind of what Oh my Christ! I have the dumbest sense of humor. Thank you, Bubba Hotep. I appreciate that. 1 penny. You kind of startled me. I'm sure you noticed. I wasn't expecting that fart in my ears. It's one of those stupid things where the more you donate, the more bits you donate, the louder and grosser the fart gets. We are small children over here at the Mongolia Show. I can't help it. I'm sorry. All right, so we need 25 more of those books to hit Gear Tier 18. We're a little ways away on that, but I'll take it. Let's jump into the raids and see how we do. Was there... I hope I've got it set up properly. I don't see a message associated with that. I'm hoping I didn't miss anything. Oh! Damn, son! Kingslayer just sent me this. Let's show it to the whole audience. Kingslayer, are you in the audience by any chance? Are you here right now? He sent this to me this morning, so he's awake. Can we... I don't know if there's any way we can really zoom in on that. You can see he's got his dreads in his hand. His chest is... The champ is here! The champ is here! Welcome, Nemesis! Good to see you here on a Saturday morning. We're just looking at our boy Kingslayer. Like, that's a significant... lighter shade of pink than it was yesterday. I am sure that still hurts like hell. But yesterday, this my boy here was glowing. It was rough. So, glad to see he's in good spirits. Hope he's doing well. If you're around, Kingslayer, say hi. I'll actually open up the chat. 1 quick second. There we go. So if anybody in my Discord has the content creator, they can jump into the chat right now. We'll chat for a minute or two. Dutch the Destruction subs. Why did he cut his hair? Yeah. No, he did a subathon last night, Master Gilgamesh. And he was going to do chops, not chopping his hair, but chop like getting hit in the chest, which is why it's so bright red. And the community came out in force, en masse, and just wrecked that guy. He called it after a while. He's like, I'm done, I'm out. It was, if you can handle a man screaming in pain, it was a very, very fun subathon. I wasn't able to stick around for all of it, but I was the first person to get him a chop. I gave him his first 5 subs. He flipped that coin. The hilarious point is, and I made fun of him a little bit on stream. I should have probably dug a little bit higher. The funny part is he has a coin and he painted one side of it. And if the painted side landed face down, he would take a chop. He would take a slap to the chest. Now, if you know anything about physics, you know that the heavier side of the coin is likely to land down more often. So he actually screwed himself over to give himself way more chops. So like of his, 24 coin flips, almost all of them were face side up. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, dude, physics. What are you talking about? Oh my god, it was so funny. So yeah, so I got him his very first chop. He's going to be making a video of that, putting it on YouTube at some point. I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for that. I was driving for a good chunk of it, so I wasn't really watching what was happening, but he puts on a good show. He's a good dude. Oh. What are we even doing? We're just kind of bouncing back and forth from window to window. Okay, so we do need to spend some campaign energy. So what are we looking at here? These people are all maxed. I guess we can try and get some more points for her now that we're trying to push a little harder in the raid section. We will want her as high as possible. Try and get her up a little bit. What is everybody up to on this Saturday morning? We do have a mildly shorter stream than normal. I do have a hard out. My kids have their skating performance today. They do figure skating. They just started a little bit last year, but they've really gotten into it this year, and they're making leaps and strides. They're doing really, really well. And unfortunately, I missed the Christmas one, so there's no chance I'm missing this one. So we got the day off. We're heading over there, but that does mean we need to cut out at about noon or so. Which is fine, because usually by that point, this stream has gone completely off the rails anyways, so it's all good. If anybody's out there watching and has not already, hit that follow button. It does help out quite a bit, and we're only 8 people away from hitting our goal of 300 followers, which would be amazing to do today if we can do that live. However, I'm pretty sure I recognize all the names in chat at the moment, so I'm sure you all already are following, but, you know, it's one of those things you just gotta say. We did lose our last round in Crucible, which was noticeable because we got pretty heavily rocked there, but we still did well enough to move up to Platinum again. That's where we started off this season. It's nice to get back there. I was really hoping to push towards Diamond this season, but the first couple of weeks were rough for me. I don't know what it was. I was full clearing, but just not full clearing enough, right? Like, all my opponents just seemed to have my number, so we switched up defenses. It didn't really seem to help a whole lot, but our efficiency has gotten better as the month has gotten on, so there's Hefe. Hefe, I didn't see you last night on Kingslayer's stream. Did you ever show up and drop that money like you said you were going to, or did the wife win out and you had to save it for the house? Kingslayer, you are here, my buddy. We are, the recording tab is live. It's open on Discord. If you want to jump in there, I'd love to see how you're doing and make sure you're well. Hefe's driving cross country, just listening. Oh, Fost is doing the same thing. 2 of my alliance mates and biggest supporters not able to make it today. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. We're doing very well this morning. Kingslayer, if you can't jump into chat, how are you feeling this morning? I saw that photo you sent. I put it up on stream so people could check it out. You're looking rough, but man, that was a very, very entertaining stream last night. I wasn't able to be around for all of it. I mean, it was 8 hours long. I'm sure nobody was around for all of it. But the parts that I saw were very, very fun. I hope you did incredibly well, hit all of your goals, and you're not, you know, hurting too bad today. I think you said you had to work today. Is that accurate? I don't know what it is that you do, but I'm hoping it's nothing too stressful labor-wise. Kind of relax a little bit. I heard you had a couple of like people you knew in real life, like a coworker, people like that, in your chat. Hopefully they're not going to give you too hard of a time. Getting ready for work, can't put on a shirt. Oh, I clicked to the end of your stream. I saw you chopped off all your hair, but I hope that's not something you're going to regret too badly in the near future. I hope it was all worth it for you. I hope you're doing well. But, man, I got to say, you put on a good show. What? We left and got that point. We're good to go now. If anybody is here and isn't already, go give Kingslayer Gaming a follow. Always a good time over there. Hefe's been driving for 3 days. Oh, Hefe, you're driving. I don't know if you're going to see this. Let's open up Discord and show it to you. Hefe's actually... I don't know if he's the one that turned me on to Kingslayer, or we both kind of figured him out at the same time, but where did that go? Oh, he sent me a DM. Right. Okay. Hefe, if you can see it, this is your boy Kingslayer. He ended up chopping off all of his dreads. Didn't go down to the wood, didn't shave his hair off, but did chop it all off. And this is, I'm assuming maybe this morning at this point, because that doesn't look nearly as pink as it did yesterday. My buddy, you were glowing last night. It was rough. Wouldn't have changed a thing. Maybe the pain. It's all good. Hefe missed it. That's too bad, bud. That's too bad. Well, I'm glad you're happy with the results. That's fantastic. I went, Jacob from JBD Homes told me to go check out like the end of the stream because I didn't see that you cut all your hair off. And I went and looked and there was a photo of you at one point. I'm not going to lie, my bud. I'm not trying to be rude. It looked like you were on the verge of tears. I'm like, oh no, 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 no. I hope he didn't go too far. Sometimes that momentum can get to you. But if you're happy, I'm happy. And I'm happy for you. Hefe, I'm going to wreck what? I'm not sure I said you were going to wreck anything, Hefe. I'm not really sure. Oh, right. We can't bring... Wait, Void Knight? Certainly Void Knight we can bring in. Oh, no, we can't. Haha, wrong. Wrong raid. Never mind. Oh, I cried happy tears. Good to hear it. Good to hear it. Were you on... Did you end up going to happy hour afterwards? Did you end up making onto that? Or you just do your own stream until bed? All right. Raids are done for now. We'll check back in on those later. Actually, wait. How's our incursion doing? 22% with 10 hours left. That's not bad. That's not bad. Good job. Holy shit, OG Rob's killing it. Fost is doing very, very well. Friend of the show, Fost. Canned Yam said yesterday he can't do anything in these. 275 million points is pretty damn good. I don't think he watches me, but if you dar, buddy, that's pretty fucking good for your second day of this. Good for you. I assumed to find you like way down at the bottom here somewhere. Not joined, no rewards. Come on, guys. Even if you join and can't do anything, at least get those points in. We're going to allow that. I don't even know what it says. Yep, shotgun 2 beers on happy hour, then hung out till the after party. They had me pouring lemons and limes on my tits all night. Oh, why, buddy? Why? You don't need to do that. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody. I know I was making fun last night, calling you a bitch and stuff like that, but that was, hopefully all in jest. It was all love from my end. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody after that. That was more than most people do. Shit, man, we need to do a blitz. I don't think we're done our blitz rotations yet, because I think I took pretty much all of yesterday off, with the exception of the shield event, the Quick Slayer. With the exception of Quick Slayer, we pretty much took yesterday off for blitzing, so we need to get some in now. Sorry, everybody, I know it's not your favorite content to watch, but this is your opportunity to make sure you are doing your blitzes as well. Saini says, oof, good call on the blitzes, yeah. Just got to get it done. Let's check out the store. I don't think I checked out the free claims yesterday either. I did not. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we got some points here. I made a video the other day where I don't think I mentioned Blitz in it, to be perfectly honest. And one person commented, "We hate Blitz." I'm like, yeah? Like, that seems pretty obvious. What are you referring to? Did I mention Blitz in this video at all? I don't think I did. Maybe? Okay. Thank you for the comment. Any engagement is good engagement. Alright, milestones. Yeah, we still got a little less than 2,000 points to go to max out this event. So that's not too bad. We should be able to do that today. Get this over with. We'll set a timer and just keep going. Oh, Hefe, being the good man that he is going to drop the donation after the fact. Not even looking for a reward, just trying to support our boy. I love to hear it. I need to do about 3 rotations today, then my usual 11 for the Red Star Blitz should finish the event for me. Holy shit. I don't think I ever push hard for the Red Blitz. Why? Why? What are you trying to get on those Red Star Blitz you're doing 11 rotations for? Dark promotional credits? All right. Some things in this game are just not worth my time. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm probably falling behind because of that. I know you're a much higher player than I am, higher level player than I am, but like, if I'm not getting like directly rewarded for a blitz, my brain just is like, nah, I'm good. Can't handle it. Be amazing if we could get one of those like 2,000 point jackpots and just be done. Call it a day. Every little bit helps, and other than events, I only blitz on Sun. Oh, okay. So if it's a 1 day a week thing, that's not so bad. Real talk, that recruiter might be more and more possible after this cut. My dreads. Uh-oh. Is Hefe talking you into joining the army, Kingslayer? Is that what we're talking about here? Don't listen to him. He's on the other end of the army, man. He's like a month and a half away from retirement. Of course it all looks good to him now. You're starting on the wrong end of that. Don't do it. Don't do it, son. We need you here in the Twitch community. I feel like after saying something like that, I should say something like, we support our troops, or thank you for your service, or something like that. And yet I still feel like it's the right thing to be like, don't do it, Kingslayer! I mean, they're not my troops, but, you know, I still appreciate you guys. Even though they're not my troops, you're still keeping me safe at night. That's the kind of symbiotic relationship we've got. And by symbiotic, I mean parasitic. Let's be honest. What does Canada give you guys? I don't know, fresh water, maybe? We sure are smug about our relationship for all the nothing we do, though. Homie's been trying to get me to cut my hair since I started streaming, but after this pain, I'm staying clear from anything physical. Good call. Good call. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Welcome to the show on a Saturday morning. So I'm not going to let Kingslayer, not that I wanted to steal any of your thunder, but we talked before, like, Cody Diener lives in my town. I know him. Like, we've hung out. Not a lot. We're not good friends or anything like that, but, like, he's been to my house. We've had dinner kind of things. Good dude. A part of me was like, I wonder if I should, like, reach out and be like, in solidarity, get a chopper too. And I watched you get, like, 37. I'm like, fuck that. I'm good. That dude can be solid over there. I also have more padding than you do, so I don't know if that'd be fair. I don't know how much damage you were taking. I was like, oh, please don't, like, break a rib or something. That looks rough. And at one point, it looked like you actually were kind of struggling to breathe. I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no. My boy. Chewie was a monster. He seemed like a good dude. Like, I couldn't stick around for a whole lot of time, and I was driving most of the time, but, like, he was interacting with chat and reading things out and stuff like that. Like, he seemed like a good guy. I don't know how long he was actually there for. At one point, I was afraid he wouldn't wake up. Oh. There was one, like, so at one point, he got, like, one chop, and he left the room, and he had 2 cameras set up for anybody who wasn't watching. He had a camera in, like, his kitchen or something. I'm not really sure. So he was getting chopped in there, and the audio wasn't great in that room, so you can kind of hear it from, like, a distance. But he forgot to change cameras, so you just see them leave the room, and you're just looking at an empty chair. And, like, from a distance, you just hear, like, smack. Oh, fuck! It was just, like, somehow that was even funnier than watching it happen, just, like, allowing your brain to put together the pieces. It was just like, that's amazing. And then I think he took another one because he wasn't on camera, so he took another shot anyways, which is like, you're a champion. Anyways. Enough about my homie getting beat the fuck up. Let's move on a Saturday morning. Actually, never mind. Let's keep talking about it because we got blitzes to do and there's literally nothing else to speak of. I guess now that we got the Cabal kit out and the Mephisto kits out, what are people thinking? How are people... Is Mephisto living up to everything you thought he would be? I think that mechanic where he actually, like, changes what your maximum health is kind of cool. I think that's a really good idea. The fact that he doesn't allow himself or anybody to be revived, I thought was like, oh, that's clearly a diss on Dormammu. And I don't read a lot of those comics with like Dark Dimension, Hell, stuff like that. So like that wasn't in my wheelhouse. I thought those two were related, but I must be thinking of Blackheart because I think Blackheart is Mephisto's son, and for some reason I thought Dormammu was. So I was like, oh, it's like his dad. So it makes sense that he's, more powerful and kind of interacting in that same way. So I Wikipedia'd it or Googled it or however I did it. And it's like, oh, they've got literally no relation to each other whatsoever. Like totally different dimensions, totally different characters. Apparently Dormammu is way more powerful than Mephisto in the comics. Hey, T-Daz, how's it going? So that was kind of cool. So I don't know what they're going with that. I love the mechanic. I don't know which attack it's on right now. But Mephisto has a mechanic where all the heroes on his team gain taunt. Essentially, he's saying, like, no, you idiots go forward and get killed first. And I'm like, that's super cool and thematic. I love that. Oh, Professor X is going to be fun. I hope so. I hope he's a good time. Somebody was saying because it had that X symbol at the end of the screen, obviously that makes me think of Professor X. But they keep pushing that maybe it's going to be the Danger Room and not Professor Xavier, which I think could be a missed opportunity. But I'm sure at some point on a long enough timeline, we're going to get every character, and that will include Professor X. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but we will see. Oh, we're still about 600 points shy of completing that last Blitz milestone. That's too bad. Haven't done my deep dive yet, but it looks fun. Don't know. I think by the time most of us get him, he'll be obsolete. I mean, I just got my 7-star on Super Skrull. And yes, Black Knight is a problem, but I still would say he's far from obsolete. He's not, the absolute monster that he once was, but I don't think he's obsolete. Morning, T-Daz. Yeah, Blackheart. T-Daz. I like the kits. I'm wondering about those names on his list, though. Looks like a Ghost Rider team. I like that he has some interaction with them because, like, obviously those guys all made a deal with the devil. Makes sense that he would have some interaction with them. But I don't know that it's going to be like, oh, you need to play Ghost Riders with them. I think it's just a nice little bonus if you do. Okay, security's almost down. Can we finish it off? That team being exhausted shouldn't be an issue. This... okay, he's pretty low, so that's probably not so bad. Iron Man, Ghost Rider Robbie, Nova, and I think Frank Castle was the other. The slap emoji hits different now. Oh, too good. I really like the Cabal kits. Like, I think Leader and Iron Patriot are going to work really, really well together. Their assist attacks are both actually really, really impactful. And the fact that they Iron Patriot is, I think, going to assist every Cabal or every villain? Either way, he's going to be assisting quite a bit. It's his passive. Where is it? Gain assist now on each Cabal ally's turn. So every time the Leader goes, you're also going to be getting Iron Patriot to go, which is really good. As well as on Iron Patriot's turn, grant assist now to a random Cabal ally, which is like 50-50 going to be the Leader. And then Leader's kit, like, he heals on his assist. Like, it's going to be really, really cool. In Arena, do you still see Sus? I do. I see Sus quite a bit in Arena. We are not in, like, the top 5 by any stretch. We're in, like, the 20s or so right now. I know there's videos on it. I just need to go check it out. I haven't personally figured out a great way to consistently beat Black Knight yet. So if we take a look, I'm at level 22. So we got a Super Skrull, a Super Skrull, a Super Skrull. Super Skrull, Super Skrull. Yeah, like this, he's... At this level, he's everywhere. I don't know if people aren't using him higher up. I don't know what they are using. People said the same thing about Apocalypse. He's still the second best character in the game. Agreed. I still love my Apocalypse. Kind of more than Super Skrull. I know Super Skrull's better. I get it. I know that he is in my heart of hearts, but I have so much more affinity towards Apocalypse as a character than I do Super Skrull. I don't know. I'm very happy with my gigantic Super Skrull. Can we actually see... it won't show us what their team is, will it? Like, is this their actual... I'd be a little bit surprised if person in first place wasn't using Super Scroll, but maybe. Is he just not a thing? That's their attacking team. Okay, gotcha. So we can't see what their defenses are, at least we can't do it this way. I mean, there's an argument to be had that APOC is better than Sus. I would love to hear that argument. I kind of feel like I agree, but I could be wrong. I don't know, I've been wrong before. Wait a second. Oh, no, never mind. I don't believe there's anybody in my arena chat that I recognize. I would love to be wrong on that and find somebody, but I see all the like higher up people like Valley and Cleaning Age and all those people are all in like the same arena chat, and it's just like, oh, that's awesome. I mean, that's probably really, really difficult to have to deal with actually, but it's pretty cool when they get to go up against another content creator. If you get bored and have them, APOC, Lizard, Goblin, Mysterio, Vulture is beating all the non-sus I fight, but I don't have any sus to face anymore. I mean, I'm bored right now. Why not? I don't think this is going to beat sus, though, right? Like, there's no way. APOC, Lizard, Goblin, Mysterio, Vulture. What the fuck, right? You only live once. Let's go. Oh, Marky Mark coming in. Thank you so much for the raid, my buddy. I appreciate that. Boba Trooper. Good to see you this early on a Saturday morning. We are just kind of doing nothing, really. We got our Blitz rotation in already. Make sure you are doing your Blitz. That event is still live. Hey, man, love hanging out here. How's it going? It is going very, very well. Thank you so much for that raid. I do appreciate it. I saw you were live, and it was one of those things where, like, I could drop in and say hi, but also I know I'm going to go live in a minute, and that feels a little self-promotion-y and dirty, so I didn't. I apologize. I'd love to catch you live sometime when I'm not about to go live myself and check you out for a little bit. Mongolia had to stop that other game. I think I got you 2 of the 3 goals. Honestly, Boba Trooper, even just downloading it is a huge plus. Not so much that it, like downloading it won't help me campaign-wise, but it just means a lot that you were even willing to give it a try. So I do appreciate that. Even though you weren't able to make it any further than that, I get it. The campaign is over now, so there's no point in keeping going if you weren't enjoying it. But I do appreciate you trying it. I've been doing 1 million punch-up. Again, not against... Let's give it a try. This is a punch down. We got a Void Knight. We got a Super Scroll. I mean, we don't lose anything if we do poorly here, so why not? It was Lizard. There was a Vulture in there. There was a Goblin in there. There was a Lizard. My Mysterio is awfully low. That's my only problem. The other ones are all relatively high. I think Lizard's 18 at this point. But my Mysterio is pretty garbage. I am, for the record, expecting to get absolutely spanked when I do this. It's just one of those, like, why not? Gonna head out to work. Much love. Love you, Kingslayer. Have a good day at work. Try not to get yourself even more hurt than you already are. And again, anybody out there who hasn't already, go give him a follow. He makes great content. It's ridiculous and funny. Hey, for that matter, fuck that. Do some self-promotion, Dan. If you haven't hit follow on my channel, we are 8 away from 300. Consider doing that. It helps out a lot. If you've got an Amazon Prime subscription, you do also have a Twitch Prime subscription. You can use that on any content creator you like. Make sure you are using it, though. If you want to use it here, it's greatly appreciated. But use it on whoever you like. We just had Marky Mark raid. I'm not... Yeah, I'm sure he is. You can go give him your Twitch sub. Just make sure you're using it, because we don't want Amazon to get that money. We want to give it to the people who actually matter. Haven't seen this before. Me neither. Me neither. This is a random person in chat. They might even be trolling me. We're going to give it a shot. Let's put Vulture way over here. Yeah, we'll give this a go and see how we do. I'm guessing not well. Nice. Thank you for the shout out, Jacob. Appreciate that. I mean, if Mysterio can last long enough, which doesn't look like he's going to get the blind out and it actually hits, that could be Just tried it. It worked. Really? Oh, he paid for this costume. I'm jealous. Not that he paid, because I don't want that. I don't want to have paid for it, but I really like that costume. I'm hoping that becomes free at some point. But I can also understand if they never make that free because they don't want to make it. Yeah, we're down our Mysterio already. I understand they don't want to make it free because they don't want it to be. I'm losing the language. They don't want the whales to feel bad because they paid for it and other people get it for free. But at the same time, I hope it becomes free at some point because I want it. Alright, it's unlikely we're going to one-hit sus. We could get rid of Goblin. Maybe Apocalypse? If we can get rid of their Apocalypse before he ultimates, that wouldn't be bad. Okay, so that's not terrible. We're down on Apocalypse. That's not great. We are almost out of our Gear Tier 18 characters. Okay, we're doing a little bit better than I mean, we're not instantly dead. So there's that. If Mysterio had lived long enough to get a blind out, that probably would have been nice. I tried it, did work. Didn't try it against Sus, though. Duelam made me bring up my Mysterio. Oh, Duelam. We love Duelam, but he's got some ideas out there. If the blind and ability block hit, that could have changed it. Absolutely. Would have been nice. I don't know if I want to bring my Mysterio up. He's a very expensive character. I think he's a good character. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't think he's bad. I just think he's resource heavy, and I don't really need him for Dark Dimension or anything at this point. He's gonna be way down on that list. Where do we have him? Oh, he's only 75. We can bring him up from 75, I'm sure. Get him to 85? 90? Nope, not 90. 85. All right. And are any of these worth looking at? Summon 3 mirror images, as opposed to, what, 2? Summon 2 mirror images. So get another one. In War on Death, summon an additional mirror image. Spider-Verse allies gain 10% max health, so that's the whole team. 6% damage to all enemies. Apply heal block and disrupted. Okay. Apply ability block to one random adjacent target. Always gain an assist from a random ally. What is it here? Apply blinds to the primary target. If character is 2 more superior 6, apply blind to all enemies instead. That's fantastic. Apply ability block for 2 turns to primary targets. So you could give it to 2 targets. I didn't see that, Jacob. I saw that they were going up against each other, but I haven't seen the videos yet. Mine's level 100 because of Duelam. Well. Whose fault is that, really? Apply ability block to 1 random adjacent. Always gain an assist from an ally. I think that's one you go with, but I'm going to hold off on it for right now. What does this say? Oh, his passive is number 1. And even then, it's a moderate. I will have to check those videos out. I think they both made videos on that fight, so we'll give those a look at some point. What do you use him a lot in? Just War or other places too? Like, what game modes do you find he's useful in? I love it, Hotep. I love Duelam. Listening to him has made me absolutely mediocre. Oh, too good. I love his counter everything videos, and those actually have helped me in the past. So I've seen those quite a few times. Recently, though, I think he kind of hurt me in Cosmic Crucible because this week... so obviously... excuse me. Tangled Web versus Darkhold. Use Spider-Man 2099 to steal the Death Proof, right? That's it's so obvious she's there. He convinced me not to do that and go after Quicksilver with him. Just go straight for Quicksilver, that's what you do. And I did it with him there live one time, and it works. I'm like, oh, that's what we do. And so I got into an argument with my chat, be like, no, you ignore her. You just go straight for Quicksilver, and lost pretty horrendously because my entire team got wiped where they wouldn't have if they'd had the Death Proof. And so my entire chat's just like, yeah, good job on that one. I'm like, so we went in again, stole the Death Proof, and won the day. And it's like, damn it. That's what I get for listening to Duelam. Actually, that's a good point. I didn't even register. Did it work? I don't think it worked last time. Does it have to be a capital? Huh. Interesting. Is it not open? It's open. Ah, it's not connected to Twitch. That's what's going on. Okay, sorry guys, give me one quick second. Didn't do the laugh? No, it didn't do anything. Because StreamerBot is not currently connected to Twitch. Just give me 1 second, I just need to reset it. It shouldn't take long if I can remember what I'm doing, which is always a bit of an issue.
Make Sticky great again.
That worked. Well, that's weird. That's through StreamerBot too. Huh. Alright, we're going to log out and log back in with StreamerBot, see if that worked. Don't redeem anything for a second, guys. It won't work. Or most of them won't, at least. And yet, you redeemed one, and it worked just fine. Curious. Why are some working and some not? So it looks like the redemptions are working just fine. It's just the trigger words aren't. And yes, I'll get that Magneto helmet. Just give me 1 second. Don't tell me what to do. Don't threaten me with a good time. Okay. Well, if the triggers aren't working, but the actual redemptions are, I'll take that as a win, and we'll worry about that when I'm off stream. Give me 1 second to grab that Magneto helmet. There we go. Never say that I'm not your dancing monkey. I'll do pretty much anything for attention. Okay, close that. Move on. Don't let it get you down. Let's see how this war is looking. Let's get into this. We got the security room we can go. Actually, 1 second. We want to just finish off these two rooms. How hard are they going to be? They're going to be pretty simple. Actually, they're going to be pretty simple. Somebody else can probably handle those. Although that will open up the extra spaces. What are we looking at here? That's going to be very easy. It's going to be a little bit tougher. I don't feel like I've got a good counter for this team yet. Not a consistent one, at least. Let's check out this chart and see what it says, although I feel like I never like the answer. So, they are the new Avengers. Oh, okay, we can use that team. That works. Okay, so we know what we're going to use with those two teams. Should be good. Sorry about that. Never delightful to hear. That's hard to see. All right. Okay. We'll skip that for now. We'll jump into this one. Do you by chance have infographics on counters? I do. I didn't make it up myself, though. I'm totally stealing it from someone else. But you know what I'll do? I'm going to take this. We will put it in my Discord, and then you can click on that and use it in the future. Let's throw up the Discord real quick, so you can join the conversation over there. I'll actually drop you the content creator tag if you want it, and then you can potentially join me on stream if you want to. Welcome. Well, you joined in very quickly. Awesome job. Where shall we put this? Oh, Bags Life just got better. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. That puts us, what, 7 away from our goal of 300? That's amazing. I'll make a better section for it later, but for right now, I'll just throw it in the general file. Upload a file. And there we go. This is, I mean, honestly, this is probably a little outdated too, but it's still a good, handy chart to look at if you're really struggling. So you can check that out over in my Discord, link above or below, or however this works. So what you do is make a dunce hat. I've thought of that. I've seriously thought about making a dunce hat. I tried finding one and I couldn't find one that I really like. So I was like, all right, I'll make one at some point. This is 100% not the team we're using. Anyway, let's read the rest of the comment. Or buy one. And then when you lose it, you wear it for 10 minutes. Save your liver and morning. I love it. I love it, Holmes. Jacob, I'm sorry. It's hard to... Holmes is right there on screen. It's hard to not read it. Where is... There they are. Yeah, no, I got it. I knew what we were talking about. On board. I will do my best to make a dunce cap. As I said, I looked in like the costume store where I bought some of the stuff, and I didn't see anything there that I really liked or was even like able to turn into it. For anybody who doesn't know, dunce caps are something they used to have in like public schools even before my time. We never had them in my public schools, and my God, you'd get roasted for even bringing them up these days. Where they're basically like a really big cone, like a larger version of this that just says dunce on it, and like if you did something really freaking stupid, you'd have to go sit in the corner and wear the dunce hat. Honestly, I don't even know if it's a real life thing or if it's literally just like from cartoons and like old TV shows. Who knows? But I thought of that. I thought that would be a really good idea. I didn't think of it as a point, as a redemption for the losing the fight. I just thought it'd be funny because like I lose wars and cosmic crucibles and stuff like that, so that could just be my self-imposed punishment. But I like it for losing the game show. That's a good option. Would love to join you sometimes. Always looking to collab with fellow MSF streamers. I mean, we are... That's a good point. I didn't actually... Okay, let me finish this fight, and then I'll add you as a content creator, and then you can just jump into the recording section right now. I can't hear you because I don't have my headphones on, but we'll lose the helmet in a second, and we can have a chat. Is this one of those fights, like we're punching down at this point? Can I just auto this, or do I just need to pay attention to what I'm doing? They got a lot of... Holy shit, they got a lot of evades. That's going to be a bit of an issue. So this hits a bunch of people, right? Apply blind, in war, apply blind, blah, blah, blah. This attack is unavoidable. Love it. Now the problem is because it was unavoidable... Ooh. There, so that also managed to take quite a bit. If we can get a Nova in here, I'll feel pretty decent. I might have to actually get going to get a few things around the house before my daughter's drawing class. Will you be around later? I have to cut out about noon today, noon my time, so we got another 3 hours-ish. I might try and get on tomorrow, though, because we are doing a shorter stream today. So we'll see. I will not be on later today, as in, like, this evening, though. So after about noon Eastern Standard Time, we're done for today, maybe tomorrow. But I'm sure we'll see you in the future, and I will give you that content creator tag so you can just drop in and out if you ever see me live. I try to leave that tab open. But honestly, just jump into chat. Like, as long as I'm not recording a video, which I very rarely do live, just jump on and be like, hey, man, you want to talk? And I'll probably say yes. I think we're just at the point where we just hit the big buttons. Just hit the big buttons. Let's jump over to Discord. We'll give you that tag right now, actually. You just joined. You're in the welcome section. There you are. Give you the role of content creator. There you go, bud. Cheers. Have a great Saturday morning. We'll catch you next time. Victory. Marvel Church has a great war counter page on their site. It's updated all the time. I don't know how many people know. I don't know how many people know about Marvel Church. I'm aware of Marvel Church, but I never think of Marvel Church. Does that make sense? Oh, Leroy, I could. My headphones are down here. Can you? Interesting. Why didn't that work? No, you can't see. My headphones are a good 2 feet from my head, and I still heard that Leroy Jenkins go off. Ridiculous. Sounds good, man. Thank you very much. We should definitely get together soon. I'd love it. Love it. I'm going to drop over to your channel actually right now. Because why not? Because I honestly... First off, Holmes, or Jacob, if you can we give a quick shout out to Marky Mark here? That'd be amazing. Or Hefe if you're available too. Nope, you got to stream for 10 more hours. I mean, hey man, well, no, I was going to say if you start financially supporting the stream, maybe, but realistically it's my daughter's skating competition and there's no amount of money you can give me to make me miss something like that because I already missed their Christmas one. They've been putting a lot of work into this. They've been trying really, really hard. There's no way I'm missing that. There's no amount of money you could offer me. So no 10-hour stream today. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate you. All right, we're going to run in with our weird little mismatch team here that seems to work a pretty solid 65% of the time. Their dude's not as big as usual, so maybe we can just one-hit him. You can always live stream the skating competition? No. I am not going to be the person at the skating competition recording other people's very small daughters for the internet. That seems like a terrible suggestion. I work in a jail. I don't live in the jail. Thank you very much. All right, I'm going to take that off mostly because I want to have a drink and partially because I want to hear what's going on. All right. Don't get me wrong, I know we're joking here, but the honest answer is no, I don't want to feel like I have to perform. I want to just enjoy it. I know we're kidding, and I gave a real answer to a joke. Ha ha ha, what a loser. But, like, it's just... Okay. She took the blind, which is good. Ruvar, how we doing? Give me 1 second. Okay, wow, this is going to miss anyway, so it won't take any off any of those evades, unfortunately. Magneto never bonded with Venom. Morning Mongoose. Oh, good call. I was like, what are you talking about? Yep, no, that checks out. I did order online a Magneto hoodie, like that looks like his chest. I'm guessing it's going to show up and look like absolute dog shit. Like that's my actual guess. But maybe that'll look kind of cool and it'll be like, okay, that's kind of fun. Now you got to have like a little bit of a mini cosplay going on. We've had Kingpin on the show before. Maybe we'll have Magneto on the show in the future. We can just hit the big buttons at this point. This is over. Maybe you can just IRL straight. What is this? Who is this maroon? That took a second. I thought you were making fun of my name, but you're actually doing like the old Bugs Bunny, like, what a maroon. Wouldn't be as entertaining as when Clean Agent goes to eat things that he's never eaten before. That's quality showmanship. I didn't know that was something he did. I've seen him do that where he did a hot seat with ZKG, and he sent ZKG some Canadian foods that America doesn't have, and ZKG sent him some American foods that we don't get here in Canada. That was kind of fun. And I think I saw a cleaning agent yell at somebody about their donuts. Something. Hey, welcome to the show. There are no vowels in that name, but welcome. Thanks for being here. I remember when my daughter first started hockey, she was always watching the figure skaters. Did she ever end up taking figure skating? Oh my goodness, Ruvar, I was dying. I was in tears at one point laughing. Not so much because he was taking the pain, although he took it like a champion, but just like he puts on a good show. We've talked about him quite a bit. He was in the chat a little bit earlier. No, but she's a good skater. Awesome. His chest is looking significantly less red. It's just down to a mild pink at this point. Still has a long way to go to heal, though. Like, that guy, that must have hurt a lot. He did end up cutting off all of his dreads. I don't know if you saw that. There's a picture of him this morning. Let's jump over there and... I wish there was a better way of doing this than just dragging my entire screen over whenever I want to do it, but... there's Kingslayer this morning. You can see his chest is a little bit less glowing red, but all of his dreads are in his hand. He says he's happy with his decision. I hope that's true, because that's going to take years of his life to get back if he decides to grow them back. He's a good sport. He's a good dude. But you're not the first person to say that you had to turn it off because it was just too much for you, so... Alright, what are we running into this nonsense? Eternals and Tangled Web. I don't even think that's on our list, is it? I doubt it. It's not a real team. Tangled and America? His chest was so bruised. Yeah, he was rough. I mean, you're not wrong. If he wanted to get rid of his hair, then I'm sure he's very happy with the outcome. Question is, did he want to get rid of his hair? Oh man, I hate it so much because I'm 100% with you on that one, Ruvar. Not so much the UFC thing because I don't really watch UFC, but when you're just scrolling through like Facebook Shorts or like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, that's the word. When you're scrolling through YouTube Shorts, and all of a sudden you get a video of somebody like at the gym who like breaks an arm because they tried. Oh, thank you so much. How do you pronounce that? Rishitzel. You. Thank you so much, you. You're awesome. RSH. Good call. I can definitely manage that. Still lacking vowels, but you know, we're good. I'm too poor for MSF to buy a vowel. That makes me think there's an old I used to play Magic the Gathering, and there's an old photo from that where it's like, get your kids hooked on Magic the Gathering, they'll never have enough money to buy drugs. Good job. Same thing with MSF. Sorry, Ruvar, I was talking to you for a second. I'm the same way. I didn't watch UFC, but I kind of know what you're talking about. But when you're just scrolling through like TikTok or something like that, or Facebook, YouTube, and it's like somebody breaks an arm and you're just like, oh my God, I was not expecting that. That's not okay. Like, why? There's been a couple of times, I don't know why, there was like a solid week or something where YouTube was just convinced I wanted to watch people die. And I'd be like, hey, look at this car crash. And it's just like, bam, red mist everywhere. I'm like, I literally just watched this guy die. Like, there's no way this guy's getting up and walking away from this. Like, why on earth would you show that to me? No. Ugh. So, thankfully, we seem to be away from that now. We seem to be back into more pleasant content on YouTube. But it was just one of those, like, no, I'll admit it, I had a dark side when I was, like, 21, 22, and I'd look up weird shit. But, like, we are far from 21, 22 at this point. All right, what are we running into this team? They're going to go very fast. We don't want to have any minions. I don't know. I mean, we could just throw gigantic stuff at it, but that doesn't feel very efficient. Although I'm sure some people would say overkill is the only kill. We are now 6 people away from our goal of 300. Thank you so much to the people who have already hit that follow button. If you haven't yet, please consider doing so. I'd love to hit that goal live today. What? Shockingly, it doesn't, but I appreciate the thought. Thank you so much, Sinzar. Yeah, I think that's right. Thank you so much, Sinzar. I appreciate it. That puts us at 5 from our goal. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you all. My 5-year-old just put on a pair of solar eclipse glasses to go out and look at the sun. Hit himself with the door when he opened it. See, like, that kind of pain I can get on board with. When it's a small child, I'm very okay with that kind of pain. I'm kidding. When it's just, like, for fun, that's one thing. When it's like, this dude's actually hurting, that's not okay. Alright, I mean, Superior 6 will destroy this, but I feel like we're going to need them later. X-Men will probably ruin this. Can Bifrost handle this? We don't want to make sure Loki gets any of his little dudes out before he does his ultimate. Yeah, we can do that. Do I have... I'm not sure if I've given you that tag yet. And I don't see you in my Discord at the moment. Let's disable that. Yeah, jump into Discord. J. I don't see you in my Discord at all. How's that work? Oh, because you went live. Okay, yeah, I did give you the content creator tab already. So yeah, jump on over. We can chat for a little bit. When he gets here, this will be Jacob from JBD Homes Productions. He's an avid fan of pretty much everything Marvel Strike Force. You'll see him in most people's chats at some point or another. We've never actually talked, though. I think we just throw big things at this and just get happy that it's dead.
Testing.
This is so stupid. Whatever. Better to punch down and win than to, you know, try and do something fun and lose. You can hear him? I can't hear him. Why can't I hear him?
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, here I am.
How's it going, sir?
Just leaving the house, putting the socks and shoes on in the car. Apparently I'm super low. Might have to adjust it in the settings.
I just cranked your voice chat up. Talk for a second. Just
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's better. Heck
that's
yeah.
better. There we go. Cool. Jacob, how are you doing? This is the first time we've actually got to interact. Unless, oh no, not. Let's not do that.
No. I jumped in briefly once to help you fix your settings.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It was very briefly. Like, I had literally pulled over on the side of the freaking road.
Are you driving now?
Oh, I'm about to.
Oh, okay.
I'm hands-free, don't worry. It's all safe.
No, that's fine. I was just thinking the sound quality is actually pretty decent for being on your phone.
Good headphones. I have my wife to thank for that. I've lost this exact same pair. Well, not exact same. The same kind, probably like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, wow.
And this one I've had for about 6 months. So probably my longest lasting.
Now, you drive for, is it Uber on Saturday mornings?
drive for Uber and Lyft because one thing about the film industry that they don't tell you, one, if you're thinking about going or getting into the film industry, do not go to college and get a degree. You don't need it. It's all networking. I've been working in the film industry since 2015, and I've been asked a total of 0 times for proof of my degree. Now, I got a
Jeez.
degree in directing, so long-term it'll help,
Okay.
but short-term, no.
Just a matter of getting in there, getting your feet wet, meeting some people.
Yeah.
Now, you've sent me a couple of photos of some pretty cool people. I'm a huge fan of Rosario Dawson. I love Burt Kreischer. Who is
Yeah, the
your
big guy.
personal favorite celebrity that you've had to interact with?
Burt Kreischer's a hard one to not say.
That's
Melissa
fair.
McCarthy is a huge sweetheart. Worked with her on Life of the Party.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you one that I didn't expect to be as cool as she was.
I'm sorry, my guy, you're cutting out there. Who is that?
Oh, Chloe Moretz from Neighbors 2.
I have not seen Neighbors 2, and that name is not ringing a bell. I'm going to IMDb that
Okay.
super quick.
She's the one that plays Hit Girl on Kick-Ass.
Oh, okay. I've seen Kick-Ass. It's been a minute, but I've seen Kick-Ass.
So in Neighbors 2, she plays a sorority chick, like the antagonist of the film. It's a Seth Rogen movie. It's hilarious. Seth Rogen's super annoying to work with. He's a nice guy, but whenever you're working these long overtime hours, this was before all the strikes and stuff. When you are on set 2 weeks straight, and we're filming like probably 80 pages a day, and you hear all day, you just want to blow your brains out or take some piano wire and just wrench it.
Oh, rough. So you said Chloe Grace Moretz?
Yep, Chloe
Okay.
Grace Moretz.
So I've seen a couple of things that she's in. She's absolutely gorgeous. It's great to hear that she's a sweetheart.
She would be a great replacement for the girl that like completely ruined her face on The Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
I fell off on The Boys pretty hard, and not because of that, but I definitely saw a season 2 like, oh, what? Why?
I tell you what, if you read the comics, there's some great things happening, and it has been renewed. The new season, I think it's going to come out this fall. Just like because of the writer's strike, I think both Rings of Power and House of the Dragon are slated for later this year as well.
Okay. I own the House of the Dragon. I still haven't actually watched it. It's sitting there waiting for me. I just haven't taken the time to deep dive into it. I loved Game of Thrones, which is why I picked it up, but
I'm enjoying it more than Game of Thrones. I know that's weird to say.
more than
But
early
when I
Game of
love
Thrones,
that-
or more than like your bitter taste in your mouth after finishing Game of Thrones?
Dang. That's a hard. It's up there though. It's
Fair
up there.
enough.
The story is better.
Okay.
The characters of the early Game of Thrones, the character development and world building was just phenomenal. I mean, that's going to be cinema history. Like they originally wanted to make that into a movie, but then they're like, there's no way we can make this into a movie. It has to be a show. And that's when HBO kind of took over.
Yeah, there's so much going on in Game of Thrones. It would be an absolute tragedy to try to make it into a movie. Even a movie series would be tough to do, to get all those characters right, get all the nuances and stuff like that. Like, it would be just kind of brutal. I'm glad they didn't go that route. I've read all of the Game of Thrones books that are out. I'm not holding out hope that we're ever going to get that last one, or last two, I guess. I haven't read House of the Dragon, though, so I'm literally walking into it blind, which is kind of nice.
The problem with George R. R. Martin is he's gotten so famous that he spreads himself then trying to like ghostwrite on the shows, trying to help with drafts of other shows. Like there's another spin-off or like two or three more spin-offs in the work. Like there's a sequel with Jon Snow up in the north that's being tossed around Hollywood. It hasn't gotten the green light, but it's actually close. Kit Harington's on board. And
is that the animated version? I heard there's an animated spin-off that they're talking about.
See, I don't know if it's going to be animated or not. I just know that there's one in the works, and then there's one in the works from like before House of the Dragon, even like set like 1,000 years in the past.
Okay.
There's that one. Then there's a spinoff in the works that would have like Arya in the West. And what's her name? She said she's on board to do it if the story is right. However,
it's like Maisie something.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, with the problem with Kit Harington, his schedule is about to be really busy because they're going to do like the Midnight Suns, like kind of work towards that, like they did the Defenders with Netflix, except for live action. So there's going to be the Blade that keeps getting, Maisie Williams.
Maisie Williams, there it is.
There's going to be the Blade movie, which keeps getting pushed back because they want this script perfect. Because he is going to be like the Doctor Strange of the city era. You know? Okay, I'm going to get some gas while I talk. It might get a little loud for a second.
I like Mahershala Ali quite a bit. I like Blade okay. I was looking forward to this, but the longer we wait, the more nervous I am that he's just going to be too old to do the part for any length of time. So unless we're going to get him as like a one-off, like this is the one movie he does, it's going to be kind of like, should we get somebody younger? Like this is, I don't know Blade all that well. I believe he's supposed to be like semi-immortal at this point. Mahershala's getting up there. Like he's got to be what, 50, 54 or something in that range, like early 50s. Hey, Juicy.
I don't know. I mean, I know he's very he's like at a height of his popularity right now, so that's kind of what they're looking for.
Yeah.
They don't really want to go like super young again, just because they want to catch people after they've kind of peaked. So one, they don't become Robert Downey Jr. asking for like a quarter of the franchise money, and two, they can kind of move on because there's so many characters that they're wanting to do. Disney, see, there is a inner turmoil fight. Kevin Feige wants to slow down and world building. However, Disney, they just see money. They want to keep, pushing the cash cow. Like, how many characters can we throw at you and make money off of this huge multi-billion-dollar investment before it dries up? Now, also, within the same breath, Marvel is considering a lawsuit against Sony to try to revert the rights to Spider-Man back because they are hurting the brand with all these crap movies.
Oh my god, I would love if Marvel could get Spider-Man on board.
Tom Holland has already signed on for I think it's a 4 or 5 picture deal behind the scenes that won't be made public until it is until they confirm the next Spider-Man movie. Okay. It's being kept close to home.
Even with like the Madam Webs aside, because I have not and will not watch that movie. just the fact that Marvel, from my understanding, keeps asking Sony to use Spider-Man in really, really bit parts that would really help flesh out the universe, and Sony keeps saying absolutely not, no, 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 is really painful. Because like I would love to see Spider-Man start showing up in like really, really minuscule ways. Like honestly, if you watched Hawkeye, there's multiple scenes where he's just walking around the city, like he's just hanging out with his family. It would be brilliant to just have that like thwipping sound, and just he looks up and be like, that guy. That's all you'd need. That's all you would need to have it just be like, oh, right, they're all in the same universe. That's really cool. And Sony won't let them play in the same sandbox. And it's really frustrating. It's like, why do you have 30 movies, dozens of characters, all these things in an interconnected universe if you're not going to like use them at all? And Spider-Man has always been, like, Marvel made hundreds of comic books called Marvel Team-Ups that were literally just Spider-Man and other characters. I want to see some movies like that. I want to see cameos like that. And it's frustrating as hell that they can't just bring him in for these little spots. Like how they did with Wong in She-Hulk. He's not a major part of the story. He's barely even there. But he just shows up for a little bit to remind you, like, oh yeah, this is part of the same universe.
Gilman Matthew Murdock was the saving grace of that show. Although I did enjoy Titania.
I didn't hate that show as much as most people did. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's great. I just didn't hate it as much as most people did.
Here's the problem with She-Hulk. It feels like they had a clear picture early on where they wanted. One, they had multiple writers and stuff for each episode, which is always a terrible idea. Especially whenever you're doing superhero, because you're trying to keep it under one genre, one kind of like feel to it. It's like there's reasons why Michelangelo only wanted to sculpt. He didn't like painting, and he didn't like working with other artists, is because he has his style. Greatest of all time. He has his style, and when you try to put someone in there, they're going to have their own style, so it's going to feel discombobulated. And with She-Hulk, it felt like in the middle of the show, the writers went, I don't know what to do. F this. And then just started throwing crap at a wall, hoping it stuck.
Yeah.
Like they just started making a joke out of it. Like
at
Vince
one
McMahon
point,
and his fart jokes.
At one point, they straight up said, we don't know how to write a lawyer show. Like, we don't know how to write a courtroom drama. And it's like, then why are you writing this show? Yeah. Like, a major part of this character is the fact that she is a lawyer. And, like, one of the episodes, I don't know if you watched the whole thing, one of the episodes, she literally shows up to court, has done no prep work, and is like, oh, you're whatever? And he's just like, and the courtroom scene ends instantly. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, a lot of people had issues with, like, the CGI and stuff like that. I mean, it wasn't great, but I didn't really rub up against it that high because it's a television show. My thoughts of it weren't that high. But the writing lawyer shows, like we've had Law and Order and stuff like that for generations. How did they not even just steal directly from Law and Order and be like, all right, we're just going to do this then? Oh, that bothered me.
I've worked on court shows, and I can tell you, like they're easy to write. All you have to do is kind of control the audience a little bit. You have like people go in and make their case. I mean, you see it in like all sorts of like early 90s movies when they'd show courtroom scenes. You know, you have these people like their backs against the wall. Some bit of evidence comes out that blows the whole case wide open, and the protagonist wins. It's freaking easy. Yeah. All of us would have wanted to see that, you know, see her try to defend Mel Blonsky. And have him somehow get out on technicality, and you're like, okay, is he going to be a villain? Is he going to be a good guy? And you could still play off of his redemption arc with what's her name coming at the end, being like, hey, you know, putting together a team.
Oh yeah.
Style.
Yep.
It's just,
it's one of those things.
So many times.
I know they would never actually do this and pull out all the stops, but could you imagine if we got a She-Hulk show written by like Aaron Sorkin? Like with some smart dialogue, some actual knowledge of how the law works. Like I say that as a complete Aaron Sorkin stan. Like I get that that's, you know, my go-to for who I want to write literally everything. But it's one of those things where, like, that would have been so good. You would have brought in fans who had never seen the MCU before, who are just fans of his work. You would have brought in MCU fans with actually clever writing, which would be amazing for once. I don't know. It just felt like a really, really big lost opportunity. And it could have been a lot of fun. I didn't hate the show as much as others, but it wasn't great. It wasn't great.
I mean, heck, you could have even had Judge Judy come in and write the court scenes for you.
I'd watch it.
Right. Yeah, I would too.
Has she ever written anything before?
Yeah, her entire show is mostly scripted.
By her, though?
I mean, yeah, she's the star. She has like 8 different shows.
Really?
Yeah.
I legitimately didn't know
eight
that.
Different shows where she like plays judges. Like she's like.
Okay, I'm going to ask a really dumb question. Is she a judge or is she an actress?
I think both.
Okay.
Like I know I worked on Lauren Lake's Paternity Court, and she's a legit judge. What happens? Just pulling back the curtain a little bit. Spoiler alert, guys! Reality television's all fake.
What?
It's got a little bit of realism to it. Like it's real cases. People are really finding out whether or not they're the father and all that mess. Not Jerry Springer. Not that way. He actually used to be mayor of Cincinnati, Ohio. Fun fact. His was all scripted. But what they'll do, they'll have this case, and then you'll have someone like telling the crowd like when to cheer, like pantomiming clapping, or like having his hands out with his mouth open, and
big signs telling people what to do.
And sometimes you'll see, hey, can you go back and say that line again? We'll cut this.
Okay.
And then action. Like you'll see parts like that where it's controlled scripting reality kind of thing. And then I worked on this other show where I kind of found out how producers write the show without some of these people knowing. They'll hire psych evaluators, and they'll really get to know people. And then they know, like, oh, if you put a red coffee cup in this side of the table, that's a pet peeve of theirs. It's going to tick them off, and they're going to lash out at their mother across the table.
Okay.
And
so it's not scripted per se, but it's just really manipulated.
No, they have it down to the wire. What you're going to say, what you're going to do.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
you won't even know it.
That's what I mean. They're manipulating into doing things. They're not literally giving you a script being like, say this after they say that kind of a thing. But it's like, no, we know what they're going to do. We know how they're going to react. That's smart and interesting and awful.
And then the cutaways, it's called the OTF, on the fly shots, where it's like, if this person says one more thing to me, I'm going to smack her. What it is after all the drama, you go back for like an hour. A producer will say, okay, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to repeat the question back to me, but as a statement.
Okay.
All right. So it's like, I ask, so how did you feel when this person smacked Rebecca in the face? And you're like, when Brittany smacked Rebecca in the face, it fired me up, and then that's, you use that soundbite, and they'll do that for like an hour and sometimes they'll have you say stuff that you're like, that's not true. And they're like, just say it anyways. It's for the TV.
Yeah. We just need this soundbite.
It's all scripted. Yeah. It's all scripted. And sometimes they'll splice sound bites from different clips and make people think that they hate you. And in reality, when you're working on a reality show or something, you're ecstatic. You're on cloud nine. I'm going to be on TV.
I'm going to be a star.
Yeah. In reality is I shot something in 2016. It's called Dance Twins. It got sent to the studio, and I said, "No, we're putting the kibosh on that. This is trash." We shot the whole season.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How often does that happen?
What?
Where you get like a project that's like finished, ready to go, and they're just like, "Nah, we're good." Like I know Batwoman just got kiboshed because they were just like, "Nah, we'll just take the tax write-off because we'll make more money that way than we will from actually releasing this in the public." But is that something that happens a lot behind the scenes, or is that fairly rare?
Like the straight to DVD, like most of those were shot with the intentions of theatrical releases. Like
Okay.
even Disney, their like Little Mermaid 2 or whatever, they shot that. The directors wanting that to be a theatrical release. But it's like, okay, this doesn't
That
live
seems
up.
ambitious.
Yeah. I mean that's what it happens all the time. I mean, it's been happening since like the beginning of cinema. I mean, people would shoot these entire silent films, and then the studio comes out and it's like, I don't like the name, I don't like that actress, fire the actress, she doesn't got the look. We're gonna reshoot this with this actress. We think she's gonna be a big star, and we're gonna change this setup. Instead of it being in Casablanca, we want it to be in Paris, and go, you know.
Yeah.
And then you have to shoot the whole thing again. It happened all the time. It still does. Like even was it 1993? There was a Fantastic Four movie shot in its entirety. At the time, I think it was like one of the biggest budgets. Or no, they shot it trying to keep the rights. And Marvel's like, no. This will never see the light of day. So, like,
Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt you for one quick second to talk to chat. For people who are smarter at war than I am, is bridge the right call, or do we go after medbay or reactor or something first? I don't want to go to engineering because it's all very, very small stuff. I'm going to save that for other people in my alliance that can just knock that out of the park. Where is my best place to attack now? Someone let me know. Sorry, Jacob, just wanted to get that out there real quick.
Oh, no, you're good. I mean, there's a Marvel Strike Force stream.
I mean, hey, I'm way happier talking about movies than Marvel Strike Force most days, so that's fine with me.
Yeah, and I did finally get an answer from like one of my friends that works like on the Marvel stuff, that the reason why John Krasinski didn't get the role of Reed Richards is because he's wanting to mostly retire as an actor and
really?
mostly direct.
Okay.
He was willing to take on the role if he got the directing job, just because, you know, he could really piggyback his career. But with John Reacher and I think there's a sequel to a movie that he's been writing.
Quiet Place?
I can't remember which one it was. It might be a sequel to Quiet Place. But he's been writing a script for it, and he's mostly retired from acting.
Okay.
He just wants to make art.
That's kind of too bad. I like him as an actor. But at the same time, I totally understand wanting to stretch your legs and try other things.
And Emily Blunt wanted way too much money. And she
For
didn't
Quiet
want a
Place?
5 or 6 picture deal. She wanted like a 2.
Oh, gotcha. For Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Sue Storm.
Yeah. I thought he did a good enough job in, like, I didn't like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness as a whole, but I thought he did a good job in it.
I liked pieces.
I think that's fair.
That the guy that plays Black Bolt had the opportunity to rectify, being Black Bolt in that TV show that I never even watched.
I was gonna say I never saw the show, so like I think I watched like a quote unquote highlight reel, although that's not the right term, a low light reel, where it's like, look at what their powers look like. I'm like, oh, this show's not for me. Like I just said, I didn't mind the CG in She-Hulk, but like this was on a whole other level of terrible.
Yeah, it was rushed, and also it came too early. Like, we haven't expanded out into the universe enough to bring out the Inhumans. They rushed it through one season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which got better as the seasons progressed, just like Smallville.
Yeah.
And they just kind of shoehorned it because it's Kevin Feige's like favorite movie that he wanted made, which got nixed whenever things started getting shuffled around. It was originally Inhumans. It was going to be in phase 2. Medusa Dirty.
I'm so sorry. I tuned out there for a second just because I was reading chat and something else was going on. What did they want to do originally?
Kevin Feige was going to have Inhumans. I think it was going to be in phase 2.
Okay.
It was going to be a movie. But they cut her hair off. That's like the whole point. Yeah. But
a bald Medusa is powerless. That's cool.
Yeah, I wound up getting like nixed, and Kevin Feige really wanted that. Just like dadgum, I forgot his name. The one that wanted the Ant-Man movie. They fired him.
Edgar Wright?
Because Edgar Wright. They fired him because the script was just terrible, and they had someone come in there and use the skeleton of the film and add some comedy to it because it was just going to be it. I saw the first script and it was trash. I think you can actually find it on the internet. If you know where to search.
As far as Marvel TV shows go, like all the ones on Disney I've seen, I want to say close to the first 2 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't remember exactly when it was. Somebody said it's actually way earlier on, but I'm sure I made it into the 2nd season. The last thing I really remember, if you watched the show or for anybody who did, is the Fitzsimmons, those 2 characters. I don't remember which one the guy was, but he like banged his head really bad and got like amnesia or something.
It was like season 3.
Okay, so wherever that was kind of where I'm like, oh, okay, I think we're good here. And then I heard like Ghost Rider came on the show later and was done really, really well, and I'm like, oh, do I jump back on?
Reyes.
Like I kind of want to see that, but I don't know that I want to put like 5 more seasons of this in my head. Pretty much, I'm
really good.
I'm really conditioned at this point where like if I see a TV show, no matter how good people say it is, and it's 24 episodes a season, my brain just kind of goes like, that's never happening. Like you just don't have the time for that anymore.
Yeah, to work in the film industry, like whenever I'm on set and stuff, I can't really let people know. Like this year, I've shot a lot of freaking political ads for like senators and crap.
Okay.
But like I can't really let people know until it comes out because I have these 100-page NDAs I gotta read through and sign for every project.
And they're not standardized?
Sometimes. There's certain things like Walking Dead doesn't even want you to take a picture of a hanger in the wardrobe room. Like you can't post anything.
Really?
Yeah, I took it off my IMDb because I had people trying to email me and contact me trying to get spoilers because I worked on, I think it was the end of season 5 and the beginning of season 6.
Okay.
We shot them at the same time where like Glenn and Abraham, spoiler alert, meets Lucille. And I wound up like I won't answer those people because I'm like, you're just gonna have to watch.
Yeah, it's not worth my career to ruin this just so you know what's going to happen next.
You give the same lie that they told everyone to say, like, oh, we shot multiple endings. No, we didn't. We shot one ending.
We know what's happening. I just don't want to tell you.
Yeah.
That's another show I fell off on.
The thing about film, you film the same take like 80 times until the director says cut. Unless you work on a Clint Eastwood film.
I've heard he's very like you show up to play and whatever you do, that's what's happening. We're just like 1-2 takes tops and moving on.
Yeah. Him and Tyler Perry do not like doing multiple takes. But both of them are phenomenal to work with. like whenever you're in the middle of work and you hear, all right, and action. You know, like he's trying to do like a Medea voice or something. It's freaking hilarious. Or someone will do something that he thinks is funny, and then he'll cut and then he'll riff off for like 10 minutes, like playing out the scene as if it was him. Like we shot crap. What was that called? As Tiffany Haddish.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a Tyler Perry movie, so I don't think I can help you on that one.
I think it's called like The List or something like that.
Okay.
Little fun fact about that movie. In addition to being a production assistant on that one, I was also an extra, so I'm in the commercial.
Nice.
Yeah, I was a barista. Yeah, I've worn every hat on any set. Rap videos, I've shot it. Presidential videos, I've shot them. Documentaries.
What's one of the favorite
Did you
things
ever-
you've worked on?
Favorite because it's what I liked, or favorite because
Like, if
it
you
was
had
a
to tell
good
somebody
movie?
you worked on one thing, what would be the one that you're like, this is what I'm most proud of, or this is what, you know?
Dadgum, that's hard.
That was a little touch and go for a second there, but we got there.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I mean, I've been on hundreds of sets.
Hey, Run Sevens here. Morning, there isn't anyone being brutalized here, is there? Watching Kingslayer last night was rough. I've been hearing that from a couple of people where they had to tune out because it was too much for them. And I get it. I had to tune out because I just had family life. Like, Friday nights are usually my time to hang out with the family. But I'm not gonna lie, I was responsible for his first chop, and I was laughing almost to the point of tears while I was driving home listening to him. Whether or not you appreciate the chops that he was getting, and I get it, it got to be a lot. Guy puts on a good show. Like, Kingslayer is very, very funny to listen to. Run, I made a video super late last night. It's pinned up in the top. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but watch the first, like, opening little bit of it. I don't know why. I am both incredibly embarrassed by it and really proud of it at the exact same time, because that's how we do over here. It might be the dumbest intro I've ever made. And yet, here I am advertising it, telling you to go watch it. Kingslayer is definitely one of my favorite new streamers. Such a wholesome, funny dude. Yeah. I got turned on to him maybe a little over a month ago. We've had him on the show before. He's a great guy. He's so funny. Anyways, we are live here with Jacob from JBD Home Productions. That being said, I think he might have just signed out.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah, I got an answer. It's the one that I would tell people because it's the most controversial. It was really fun. It paid $6,000 for 6 hours. I had to get special privileges in order to work on it. And I mean, it was just a very fun environment in itself.
Okay.
I got, I want to say it was 2018, I think it was 2018. I got to work for this HBO show called The Circus, where I got to shoot Air Force 1 and 2 landing in a private airstrip in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And then I got to shoot a Trump rally. And then I got to shoot a behind-the-scenes interview.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
With
Like,
are you allowed to say?
Yeah, with Donald Trump and Mike Pence.
Jeez. How was that?
It was I had to get psych evaluations. I was on the set of Legacies doing lockup for a car chase scene, and I get a phone call. It's like, hey, this is so and so White House press secretary, and I'm thinking it's some kind of like joke, and I'm like playing along. like someone's pranking me. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
We got your name and number from so and so. You were highly recommended. They said if we were going to hire someone, you're one of the best in the business that we should hire. I'm like, okay.
That's high
And they're
praise.
like, so we need your voice approval to go ahead and run the background check, for extensive background check. And then if you hold on the line, we have a psych evaluator. We're going to have you talk to a few of those, and we can get you approved as long as everything checks out. I'm like, okay, do you need any personal information? Like, because like I'm starting to believe it. And what made me a believer is when she's like, no, we got your social and address and everything already. We don't need anything but your voice recognition.
We've already
I
looked
go,
into you.
she's like, your Jacob Holmes last four digits of your social is blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And so I'm doing lockup, having to mute and being like, resetting, and then unmute and answering these deep philosophical questions. And then I get a email saying that that my White House press secretary pass had been approved,
Jeez.
and I'll be contacted with further information. And then HBO contacted me, let me know, hey, you're meeting with this person on this day. It's gonna be a skeleton crew. There's gonna be 3 of you guys. 2 of you are going to shoot the Air Force 1 and 2 landing and the walkout and the meet and greet with the fans, while someone else is shooting B-roll. And I'm like, please don't let me be B-roll. Please don't let me be B-roll. And I was one of the 2. We had to show up 5 hours prior, drop all of our gear, leave the premise. They bring the CIA dogs and bomb squad and stuff to sniff out every bag and really check everything thoroughly. And we got patted down because it's a case of national security.
Oh, yeah,
Probably
100%.
the most important person in the world at the time.
100%. Now, I'm
Yeah.
assuming not, but I have to ask, did you get to interact with them in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, I got to shake the hand and talk to him, and
Okay.
it's an honor getting to meet you.
Politics
he's
aside,
super
because
nice
people
and
have their own thoughts and opinions. How was it? How were they?
Here's the thing: most humans are just human. Some people carry themselves different. Like, he carries himself like someone that has more money than most people have in 8 lifetimes.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, as you would.
Is true for me.
Yeah, but he was nice and cordial. He's smiling. He would stop and like talk to kids and tell them, like, keep pursuing your dreams. Thank you all for coming out. Like, he was nice and cordial. Most people are. Media makes people out to be evil, but in reality, there's very few evil people in this world that's like pure evil.
My career in corrections would disagree with you on that one, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, I mean, but that's where
I know.
people go.
I'm specifically dealing with the evil ones. I get it. It's a very specific subset of the population. I just had to go for the cheap
But
joke.
if you even took those group of people and compared them to even the city that they're in, they're probably less than 1%.
Oh, for sure.
So most people, it's pursuit of happiness, life, love, family.
Most people are too concerned with what they're doing to care about what other people are doing.
Right. So, I mean, politics aside, it was a huge honor to be able to say I worked with
Sure.
president. Not for, but with.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's a huge feather in your cap, if you would.
Oh yeah. I mean, heck, I would work with Glover Cleveland if he was alive. I don't care. About the only person. There's the big, like, 3 or 4 people in history that you don't work with, like Genghis Khan, which you'd be dead anyways.
I know what you're getting
Hitler,
at.
yeah. I've heard all sorts of stories. honestly, like, I've in film, since I've been working in film, there's like one bad experience I've ever had, and that was shooting a rap video for an Atlanta rapper that got popular off of Atlanta Love and Hip Hop called Johnny Blaze. She turned an 8-hour shoot into an 18-hour shoot because she was throwing a fit over
Ugh.
the fact that the music wasn't loud enough, even though it was vibrating the whole house.
That's rough.
That was bad. Yeah. I did. I didn't realize that it was like a year and a half ago. I had an old phone. I downloaded Marvel Strike Force
Yep.
because I saw it on a commercial, and I'm like, that looks fun. And then I never freaking played it. And then eventually deleted it off my old phone, and then it popped up again. Probably at the tail end of summer, and I downloaded it, and I was playing it casually. Did a couple of missions, and then I didn't pick it up for about a week or two, or sorry, a month or two. And then I started playing it again and actually reading the missions, and I started really enjoying it. So I looked online to see like if there was anyone else playing or something, and then I came across a video on a low level like guide, and it might have been Heartgrave, honestly.
Oh yeah.
And then it talked about Twitch. So I looked on Twitch, and then I saw that there was a small community that was actually streaming the game, and I'm like, well, heck, I'm going to follow a few of these.
and
I
we
think
greatly appreciate
you. You were one of the first like 5 I followed.
Okay.
It was you, Top Dog, I think, or Up Dog. It was Up Dog, Valley, Purple Sticky, and Eros.
Okay.
And then I just really just started loving the community. Like, this is one of the most fun things, environments that I've ever seen.
It's easily my favorite gaming community. Like I used to watch Twitch a little bit because I used to do night shifts, and there was just nothing else to do, and we couldn't get YouTube on the computers. So I used to watch Twitch, but it was always like I'm just kind of bouncing around from person I don't care about to person I don't care about. It wasn't until I found this game where I actually started like dialing in, and even then, once I started twitching, live streaming, even then I wasn't really watching other people because it's just part of my brain. No offense to anyone, I'd rather do something than watch somebody do something. That's why I never really got into like sports. So it took me a while even then to start watching other people. And once I did, it was really, really cool to see how basically everybody just hops from content creator to content creator. Like there are a couple, but there's very few content creators where you don't have them mix and matching their audience with everybody else. There are a few who have set out their own little niches, like, no, that is their audience, and you don't see a lot of play. But you're definitely one of those players who, like, I see you everywhere. Like, I'll jump into, like, Run stream, you're there. Duelim stream, you're there. Valley, you're there. It's just like, I can't, not that I'm trying to, but, like, I can't get away from you, right? Like, you are just all over this community. And it's awesome to see. Like, that's one of the things I love about this community is that people can just kind of bounce around and support everybody. Do I wish this community was bigger? Yes, but
yeah, I like trolling people and also like playing with people. But I let everyone know, no matter what, like no matter how much I troll or something, like I am I love people. I've never met a person on this planet I don't love. And I love to help people. I feel like, no matter what your belief system is, whether you're religious or non-religious, eventually, if you trace it back far enough, we all came from the same two people. No matter what your belief system is, whether you're agnostic, Christian, Muslim, no matter what, eventually we all came from the same two people. So we're all family. And the quicker we start learning that we're all family, we're in this thing called life together, the more you can actually enjoy one another. You can find commonality in your fellow brethren. And this community, like, you see a lot of that.
Yeah.
You see people kind of joke around, but if we see that you're having a bad day, we're like, hey, how can we help? How can
Yeah.
we cheer you up?
Just going to interrupt you for one quick second. Green Tuckin, we were talking to Jacob from JBD Homes Productions. I'm sure you've seen him in pretty much everybody's stream. And Marky Mark, absolutely. It's great seeing all the same people jumping around, bouncing from stream to stream. It's such a wonderful community, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
I got to mute for a second.
Yeah, that's fine. Shit, you just said something that I wanted to comment on as well, and now I'm totally losing it. Oh, well. We're in the final node for Green Goblin Classic. This, unfortunately, even if we win this, is not enough to give us what we need. We're going to get this reward, most likely, but we need to get this one. Hey, Hefe, how's it going? We need to get this one to actually unlock the 7th star on this character, which is super frustrating, because I think that means I need to bring up my new Avengers even higher than I already have, and I just don't want to. Cleaning Agent, how are you doing, sir? I saw you had Duelam on last night. Do you record those? Because I'm sure the VOD is still up there, but do you ever put those on YouTube? Because I would love to see how that goes. I'm so curious to join you on that show at some point, because it seems like it's got all the potential to be an absolute shit show, and I'd love to be a part of that. You help me out on my channel. I'd love to help you out on yours. Friday nights just aren't great for me, unfortunately. That's usually family time. But in theory, I could see you and Duelam having a lot of fun together. I'm hoping it worked out well. Happy to see you here on a Saturday morning. No worries, just talking to chat for a second. I sure do not put them on YouTube, but the VOD should be up for a few days. Okay, I will check that out for sure. Now, with the special... Sorry, one second. With the special Deadpool storyline that they're bragging is being actually pretty decent for this celebration, is that what you guys did last night, or have you already done that one? Are you doing that, saving it for the future? Love to know your thoughts on that. Sorry, Holmes. Thank you or Jacob, sorry for coming back. I feel like you said something right before you left that I wanted to touch on, and then I blanked on it because I was interacting with chat.
Yeah, sorry. I had to pick up a prescription because I went to the my annual checkup. And, it's winter. Anyone that lives in the Midwest, United States knows that it's been cold and cloudy. And the doctor says, oh, you're a little low on vitamin D. Everything looks good, but you're a little low on vitamin D. I'm like, Doc, I haven't seen the sun in like 8 months or like 4 months. And he prescribed me some vitamin D pills.
Okay.
What was it you wanted to touch on?
That's what I don't remember. I remember you said something. I was like, I'm going to mention that, and then I talked to chat, and then I completely forgot what it was. So I guess we'll just have to move forward.
Community where we all come from the same spot, trolling versus, like lifting each other up whenever we're in bad times. Trying to give you bullet points here.
Oh, lifting each other up. That's right. Part of, like, as much as people were saying, like, oh, was it too much for me last night? We had a relatively new streamer, a new addition to this community with Kingslayer doing his subathon. And the amount of people that showed up for that, whether or not it was just to watch him get absolutely destroyed or whether it was just to support somebody in this community, it was really, really cool to see the amount of support and love that guy got. Everybody showed up en masse, opened up their wallets, which is not something you need to do, but it's lovely to see. We are a small community, but we are tight-knit. It's really, really cool. Anyways, that was all. I didn't have like a huge overarching part. It was just that. As soon as you said it, though, it was like, oh, right, that. I'll slide into your DMs. Please do. Okay. So let's back out of this because that's not going well. And we'll try this again with the new Avengers because I feel like they're supposed to be better for this node, but I also feel like I'm too low level to actually do well at this. And I really just do not want to put in more effort into my new Avengers. But yeah, I do want a 7
star. If
star.
there's any content creators watching, you you need like editing or layouts or something like that. I can't work pro bono forever, or my wife is going to kill me. However, I'm willing to work and show you that, give you a decent fair price for like editing or any needs you might need. If you have a bunch of footage and you're like, even if it's home footage and you're like, I would really like this edited down, I can give you a fair price.
It's worth noting on that note, I just put the YouTube link in the chat. Go check that out. My newest video, not my newest video, my newest Mongooly's Movie Mayhem, the one with Cleaning Agent and Eros World, that actually was edited by Jacob over here. We're talking to JBD Homes Productions. So if you enjoyed the editing on that video, make sure you reach out to him and see what he can do for you.
Yeah, the thing with the movie Mayhem, it was so entertaining. In between the questions and stuff, I didn't want to cut Jack.
Yeah.
I wanted, like, I thought I was going to chop it up and cut some of the dead space, but all the dead space was just so good that you picked two contestants that really meshed well with one another. So far we've only done 2 episodes so far, but the Run 7 and the Duelim one, obviously those guys are good friends. Then we had the Cleaning Agent and the Eros World. I don't know their relationship, but absolutely those guys bounced off each other so beautifully. It made my job incredibly easy. And even though the quote-unquote trivia was a little bit lacking, it was still an incredibly fun watch to watch them and basically them like look at me like, why are you asking this stupid question? This is ridiculous. Who on earth could possibly know this? And I'm just like, I knew it. I'm sorry. Most of these questions are made up off the top of my head. Not at the time, but like when I'm writing them down. So when they're like, who would know this? I'm just like, me. We probably have around a year before I'm going to be able to convincingly convince Hartgrave to get on. I think he will. But he's got to see a couple of his friends on. I think you can get Valley flying on, but I think
honestly, it's one of those things where if
send him a message talking about being a guest on his show. He
never will. I sincerely doubt he ever will. I would rather him reach out to me than me reach out to him at this point. I don't know.
I've been talking to him, and he said he was going to check you out.
Yep, that terrifies me. My fear is like he's gonna like check me out, and it'll be the video that I made last night, and he'll get like 5 seconds, and it'll be like, this guy's a fucking idiot, and he won't be wrong. Let's be honest, he won't be wrong. That video is really dumb. By the way, it's pinned in the comments, so by all means, yeah, I saw that. That was a little bit of a painful watch. I'm not gonna lie. It was one of those like, oh, and not like from an ego perspective. I could care less that he doesn't like my content, but just like, I don't know, just something about that whole video was just a little harsh.
It was planned.
Then he is a phenomenal actor because none of that felt planned or thought out. It felt very raw and rough.
You don't honestly think that he's like this really like negative.
I don't know what to think because that's what he portrays almost all the time. Now that being said, he had one sec. He had that video that really kind of turned me around. Like I've been a Hartgrave fan almost since the beginning of making my own of playing Marvel Strike Force. The very first content creator that I ever discovered was Rage Gaming because he did a lot of content that was very specific. It was like, I don't know how to beat this node, and he did videos where like, this is how you beat this node. So huge shout out to Rage Gaming for helping me out early on in my Marvel Strike Force career. That being said, once I actually started moving on to finding out like people talking about the news and stuff coming up, it was Valley Flying, Boylon, and Mr. Hartgrave were like the 3 absolute go-tos. Then I discovered Run 7 and his recap, and he pointed me in the direction of like 100 other people every day, where I'm just like, I can't keep up with all these, but I try and find like newer people as they come out, and that's been awesome. And I've kind of spun out from there. Now that we're into Twitch, we're getting all the people who do Twitch but don't really do YouTube videos, like Cleaning Agent, Bendable Straws. I've never done a deep dive into Dorky Dad. I know he's incredibly smart and he knows exactly what he's talking about, but I've never really, like, he usually streams when I'm working and stuff like that, like early first thing in the morning when I'm busy. I need to go further in on him because I know he's smart. I know he knows his stuff. Purple Sticky is one that I think I was off-put at first because his name made me think of a drug reference, and I want to say, and I could be wrong on this, the first time I saw him, he was smoking, and I was just like, okay, this is just a stoner. I'm not interested. Moving on. Thank you so much, Bruno, for the follow. I appreciate that. That puts us 4 away from our goal of 300. So if anybody is out there has not hit that follow button yet, please consider doing so. I would love to hit 300 live on stream today. That being said, Purple Sticky has 100% turned me around. I am a huge fan of his now. I love his stream. He might be only second to Run 7 as far as like if he's on, I'm going to watch him. If Run 7's streaming, I'm watching him. If he's not, I'm watching Purple. Sorry, what'd you say?
I said Purple. He reminds me of a Paul.
Like, okay. I'm not sure what that means, but
No, his name.
Oh, okay.
I can't tell what his name is. I think he looks like a Paul or a Matthew.
I thought you were trying to, like, I didn't know if Paul was like a Karen or a Kyle where the name has a negative connotation. You're like, he looks like a Paul to me. I'm like, I don't know what that connotation is, but okay. Things like Air Hunter stuff really put me off. Interesting. Okay, fair enough. Everybody's got their thing, bro.
Did you talk about Ambassador Al?
With the air horns and stuff, I have no idea.
He's been dialing that back a lot.
The problem with Ambassador Al is that he streams at the same time Run 7 does, and as I just said, I'm going to watch Run 7 if he's on. I just find that guy incredibly entertaining. Thank you so much, Midnight. So anyways, I didn't mean to get into a different person review. My point is, I've been watching Heartgrave for a very long time, and he does have this negative persona that he put forward. I think he legitimately is passionate about this game, and that's what makes him angry so much, is because when they fuck up this game, I think he takes it to heart, whether that's an act or not. The thing is, there was a video when they did the conference where he went down, he was looking for a toy, couldn't find the toy that he was looking for, all the stores were closed, and then when everybody else went to the beach, he went to go eat pickles or something. I'm sure people have no idea what I'm talking about. And it was amazing watching him actually just interact with people and having a good time. He was smiling, and it was like, here is this vampire eating pickles for like 55 minutes, and I'm enthralled. Like, I watched the entire thing. I was like, this is actually pretty great. I can't watch all of his stuff. Whether it's a persona or it's actually who he is doesn't really matter to me. The point is, as I've mentioned, I work in a jail. I am surrounded by negative people all the time. When it's time for me to settle down and have some entertainment in my life, I don't want straight negativity. If it's all an act, that's awesome.
I get it.
But there's a point where I'm just like, no, I just need cheeriness. I want smiles. I want laughter. And so I've stepped away from Mr. Hargrave just a little bit. I still think he's incredibly intelligent. I think he knows exactly what he's talking about. It's just sometimes that amount of negativity is just like, I just don't need this on a Saturday morning. Please don't.
Here's how I found out.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No.
So here's how I found out that it was all an act. Was one, he plugs his second channel a lot. And I watched some of those videos and I'm like, this is a different guy.
Yeah.
And then when he's mentioned the fact that he's a father, you know, we're both fathers. We know just how much that melts your heart.
Yeah.
And he's a husband, and also in the middle of all these like rants and stuff, sometimes he'll make himself chuckle, where he's like breaking character, like old school WWF. Whenever they would be trying to make each other laugh, like trying to get Taker to do a spinneroonie or something.
Yeah.
You know, when they break character, you see those little moments, and he's a huge wrestling fan.
Yeah. So there was that moment at the end of the video that where you asked him to record that the mockery of me. As I said, it was a bit of a hard watch. Not like my ego can take it, but it just like he looked like he was miserable. Like he looked like he was legitimately angry at you, and I was just like, oh, this is not what I wanted. But there's a moment where he breaks right near the end of it, and my brain was just like, oh, good, he is having at least a little bit of a good time, or he made himself smile, like whatever it was. I love it when that guy has a good time. So that was really awesome. I'm sorry, I do have to interrupt you for one quick second. Bruno, I apologize if you have no idea what I'm talking about. Are you Shark Killer? You talk about slowly coming back to the game. Are you Shark Killer, Bruno? Sorry, he's in a chat. I'm waiting for a response that I don't know why, because he'll have to respond in chat if he is or not.
Have it up.
Yeah! Awesome. Okay. Shark Killer Bruno was in my first real alliance that I played with. Dude was a huge follower of mine when I was early on. I'm talking like my first my first YouTube ever. He made some of the graphics for me and stuff like that. Like, he was an awesome dude, very, very supportive. Loved having him around. Unfortunately, as it does with this game broke him down for a little bit. He had to take a step back well over a year ago, I would say, at this point. Like, before I started doing Twitch or anything like that. And, you know, it was one of those things, like, I respect it. I understand real life has to take priority, but I was sad to see him go. I love that you're back in this game, buddy. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting. I hope the game treats you well. It is a little bit hard to come back when you've stopped playing for a while, but I hope you can find your passion for it again. The game is in a really good place right now compared to when it was when you left. That legitimately puts a smile on my face that you're back, bud. That's awesome. Sorry, I don't mean to totally interrupt, but I just saw his name pop up. I'm like, what are the odds? And then he said, like, oh, I'm
Your stream.
slowly getting back into the game, trying to get the new tunes. And I'm like, is there any chance? So that's... Bruno, you just made my day. Thank you so much. All right, sorry about that. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just clicking buttons at this point. This team, I mean, we're already doing better than the other team was. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're talking to Mr. Hartgrave behind the scenes, it is an act. He does want to come on the show. I would be blown away and surprised, but at the same time, that'd be kind of awesome. You mentioned you're like a year away from it. I think that feels about right. Like, I'd love to get like my feet wet a little bit more, get the word out on a little bit. Those videos aren't doing as well as I would like them to do. They generally do well on Twitch, but I put it on YouTube and it's got like 10 views or something. It is what it is. So be it. People come to my channel for Strike Force, not for movie trivia. But if I can get those videos to the point where I'm more confident with them, get a bit more views on them, I would love to have him on and not feel like an absolute failure in front of him. Sticky's going to be pissed. Oh, no.
Very entertaining. Like, don't cut yourself short. The reason why we're all here on a Saturday morning
It's because
and the reason
nobody
why
else
I
is
couldn't
streaming.
wait to talk to you. No, it's because you are genuinely very entertaining.
Well, I appreciate that.
You have that voice where it just sounds like you know what you're talking about, even though, you know, maybe sometimes you don't. And
That's very generous of you to say sometimes. I feel like it's most of the time.
I mean,
No, don't stop. Keep pumping me up.
do any of us know? Sorry. And look, you're like super entertaining. Like you're a great guy, and it comes through in chat. That's why I'm kind of glad you're starting to move away from the shots and stuff, because that's going to help build your audience more, where people can hang out with you and stuff. Like the drinking that and stuff, like doing the crazy stuff. It's good to start out, but none of us wants to see Kingslayer taking chops 2 years from now. If you're still doing that, trying to like build your audience, then you're moving in the wrong direction. Just like Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O and Ben Major, like those guys have been learning as they're gotten older. Shock jocks only last for so long. You have to build something else. Even Adam Sandler's been doing more serious stuff lately. Just because you want to take it serious, you have to be able to evolve.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, generally speaking, I try to stay very positive. In my personal life, in my profession, here on Marvel Strike Force. But if I was to come out and say everything is awesome every day, all day about everything, that gets old fast, and people would just be like, okay, here's this guy talking about how amazing this incredibly terrible thing is. So you have to keep it more realistic than that. You have to be honest with your audience. I still want to have a positive subtext to whatever I do. But I mean, if there's a really shitty event, I've made videos about them where I'm just like, this sucks. Like the Juggernaut event originally, before they fixed it, was terrible. Thank you so much.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Barzers. I wanted to read that as Brazers, which I'm pretty sure is the porn site, which might say more about me than you. But anyways, so I try and stay as genuine as I can with a positive outlook, and I think that's important to have that genuinity. Because genuinity, that's a word, right? You read it right. Sure, I did. Because I think kind of paralleling what you were just saying, like if you are always one thing, whether you're always super negative or always super positive, you're going to burn out. Same thing with if you're constantly in that shock jock mentality, you're going to burn out. It's fine to do something shocking here or there as like a holy crap, I can't believe he just did that. But if that's your entire personality, you're right. People are going to get bored of you real quick and they're going to move on. I don't really know 100% where they was going with that, but you know, there is something.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, which is why, like we were talking earlier, like I'm going to try and get away from like drinking random crap on the stream constantly. I did see something a little while ago. I don't know. This might be an absolutely terrible idea, but one of the local gaming stores. I play a lot of board games, as you can tell by the wall behind me. Has this like, it's not real. It's like plastic, but it looks like an old Viking mug. The thing is gigantic. I was debating if I ever do like a subathon or something, have that be like a every X amount of subs, you can choose what I put in there. I'll put a shot of something in that, and at the end of the stream, I'll drink the whole thing, or at least as much of it as I can before I get sick. There would have to be some stipulations, obviously. You can't put like solids in that or bodily fluids or anything super nasty. Worst case, maybe I just like stir it up and take like a drink of it or something, but like, that seems like that'd be something. If you're going to do it like once ever as like a subathon, that's one thing. But if that just becomes my Saturday morning, no thank you. I don't want to feel sick when I'm done doing this. This is so much fun to just hang out with you guys. I don't want to start dreading it, right? You play Legendary. I do. I have not picked up a new set of Legendary in quite some time, but I have the core set and a couple of like the bigger boxes like Dark City, Infinity War? No, that's not the right one. One of the other big boxes, and a bunch of the little ones like Paint the Town Red, which is the Spider-Man one, the Fantastic Four one, a couple of those. I haven't played it in a while, but when I did play it, I really liked that game. How come I can't click on that? I have no idea. If I click on it, what happens?
And as you get like bigger and your kids get older and stuff, and also for the health of your marriage, you don't want like, oh, daddy's streaming, I guess we're gonna get drunk daddy again tonight. it also helps your social life as well. Being able to not have El Jefe drink you into a coma.
Well, yeah, it's Dingo at this point. Dingo's one of the few people in this chat who I actually know in real life, and like he usually doesn't even say hi. He just drops in with a alcohol shot. You're like, buddy, at least talk to me if you're gonna do that. For some reason, when you said like that made me laugh. I apologize if this is triggering for people. It's so far from my world that it's more of something you see in TV and movies and whatnot. But like when the dad goes out to like the bars and comes home drunk, I'm just envisioning that, except for I'm going down to the computer and coming home like as an angry drunk or something, just stumbling around. Where's my money? Bag is saying he loves board games. I do too.
You got to get to work.
All right. Sorry, you're saying you got to go? You got to go work?
To that. Just reminded me that my wife is expecting me to make some money today as well.
Fair enough. All right. Well, cheers, bud. We will catch you another time. I will try and leave this chat open in the future. So if you ever want to jump in, as long as I'm not recording something, go for it. Other than that, have a great day at work and good luck to you.
Hey, you all have a blessed day. Love you all. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And it's the video when Mongula gets off. Back to chat.
All right. That has been Jacob from JBD Homes Productions. You'll see him live in my chat as well as pretty much everybody else's chat in the Marvel Strike Force community. Great, great guy. Love to have him on the show and talk to him. Let's see what chat's going. Bag said, I love board games, as do I. Let's go to the live screen for a second. You can see behind me there. It used to be fuller. I've kind of lost my board gaming group, unfortunately. But like that entire shelf used to be board games. Now the top shelf is kind of being taken over by comic books. That shelf right there where the Magneto helmet usually lives, that's Star Wars Legion models. I've also got Marvel Crisis Protocol models, but they're over here off camera. And then just a ton of board games. My gaming group died pretty much when COVID did. Not because of COVID, but because my best friend moved to Nova Scotia, or my best board gaming friend at least moved to Nova Scotia, which is, a pretty far commute to have some board games. So that's unfortunate. So I've kind of downgraded a little bit because there's games where I'll play games with my parents or my kids and stuff like that, but they won't get super in-depth. So you say you love board games. I've never played Twilight Imperium, but even something like Scythe, which if you're playing for the first time takes like 2.5, 3 hours. I've played it where you can play it in like 45 minutes. But it's a long game to teach and for people to wrap their head around for some reason. So even that amount of time, my wife is just checked out, like no chance that's happening. So I kept Scythe because I really, really like it, but it's one of those games where it's like it is collecting so much dust at the moment. Me too. Card games, Legendary, Dominion, Flux, Lords of Waterdeep, Gloom, and Munchkin. All right, so let's go through that quickly. Legendary, I really enjoy. I know that you can play it solo, but I flat out refuse to play board games solo unless I'm learning how to play it before I teach somebody. So I haven't touched Legendary in a little while. I have Dominion. I've played it a little bit here and there. I do enjoy it, but generally speaking, if I want to play a deck building game, I'm going to play Legendary instead. We have Batman Flux. I enjoy it quite a bit for how small of a little game that it is. My friends have Lords of Waterdeep, so I don't have it personally. I never thought to buy it because I can just play it at their house. I do really enjoy it, although I haven't played it in quite some time. Gloom I'm not familiar with, and Munchkin I really enjoyed the first 3 times we played it, and then I got really, really sick of it and ended up getting rid of it. Never played Twilight Imperium. Back to chat. Talisman's another one. I know that one, but I've never played it. I enjoyed getting to talk to you. Me as well. Wish it was longer. I got all sorts of fun stories and stuff we could have gotten into. I would love to do an actual interview with you at some point. You mentioned that community spotlight. It'd be great to have you as the first person on that show, since you are, the person who came up with the idea of it. Yeah, I think we messed it up. Love me some Flux. It's a good one. It's very silly. Also, sorry if I interrupted you too many times. It happens, man. There's a bit of a delay whenever you're recording something like this, and so you're going to kind of step on each other's toes. It is what it is. I was a little excited as well as I got a little passionate whenever I started talking to where I don't realize that I'm talking over people sometimes. It was an interesting chat. Love to hear it, Val. Glad to hear that. Pirate Flux, Wizard of Oz Flux, Marvel Flux. I didn't know there was a Marvel one. Interesting. And Basic Flux. We've only got the Batman one. It's the only one we've ever played. If you've never played Flux, there is 2 rules to it, and then everything else is just on the cards. So it's called Flux because the game changes every time you play it. Honestly, there's not even win conditions. The actual game does not have win conditions. The only rules are draw a card on your turn, and you can only play a card on your turn. There's literally the entirety of the rules, I want to say. And then you have cards that will change those rules to be oh, now you can draw 3 cards, or, oh, now you can win by doing this. But at any time, somebody can play a card and change the win condition, so what you're working towards is just gone, and you're like, I just got rid of Batman, damn it! Draw 1, play 1, there you go. Very, very fun little game if you can go with the flow. If you want long-term strategy, you're going to drive yourself insane. We are 3 people away from our followers goal. We've got another hour or so before I have to go see my daughter's skate. So if anybody is out there has not hit that follow button, please consider doing so. I'd love to hit 300 live on stream. Honestly, I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces though, so I understand if it's people who have already hit that follow button and you're already part of this community, in which case, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Okay, so this didn't work. Let's try it again without a distraction in my ear. No offense, Jacob, but I was trying to pay attention to you while doing other things, and that kind of split my focus a bit too much. So let's try and actually focus on this, see if that changes anything. And if not, we might have to spend some more resources leveling up this team that I hate. I tried Marvel Snap, but I don't know. It's not for me, unfortunately. I really enjoyed Marvel Snap. My issue with it is it didn't feel... Thank you so much, my lord.
Best friends. Yep.
That sounded weird. I think you did that on purpose. I appreciate that. Let's allow this comment to go through, because I don't know why it isn't. Oh, I know why it isn't. You can't use a short form of my name. Apparently, Mong is a negative term somewhere. Are you with CSC? I'm going to say no because I don't know what you mean. Okay, so, sorry, Marvel Snap. I really enjoyed Marvel Snap. I played a lot of it. I got relatively far. I don't mind that the seasons are so short and you have to start building your way back up again. Like, it's kind of frustrating, but it is what it is. My issue with the game is there's no long term to it. Like, once you unlock all of pool number 3, I like Marvel Strike Force because there's goals. You can, like, you have something you're looking forward to, and you can just, like, okay, I'm going to get Mephisto eventually. Like, he's not even in the game yet, but I know it's going to be, like, November before I even really have a shot. I'm okay with that. Like, that's totally fine with me, as, like, I'm going to work towards that. None of that in Marvel Snap. As if you're playing Marvel Snap, you're basically just like, okay, I've got, you know, the next 5 minutes of my day planned. And that's it. And that kind of just grew thin for me. So I enjoy the game. I think the mechanics are strong. I just wish there were long-term goals in it. I'm sure you're going to tell me what CSC is, and I'm going to be like, oh, Correctional Services Canada. No, I am not. Pretty much answered your question, probably. 1 second. Lol, wait, I'm supposed to follow. Yes, Hefe, please follow me. I'm joking. Obviously, you clearly are. So I'm not Correctional Services Canada. What I am is MCSCS, which is the Ontario. I'm provincial in Ontario. So it's the Ministry of. It's changed actually a couple of times since I started. Ministry of Community Safety and Correctional Services, MCSCS. Yeah. And then it changed. I think it's technically SolGen now. That I actually said it's the Solicitor General. But I work provincially. I was a correctional officer for 16 years. I'm currently working in the records department, just taking a bit of a break off the floors. It's really good for my mental sanity, to be perfectly honest. And I'm working with an amazing group of people. I actually really, really like it. I am a fellow Canuck. I think we've talked about this. Where are you from, Ouija? The tiniest of G's. Okay, then you are not going to... Yes, I am. Vral, yeah, it's kind of a slur term for someone with mental illness, I believe. That is not why I picked this name. Not only am I not... Kingston. Wow, shit, you're close. I didn't know that. If anybody has been watching me for long enough, you probably know that the reason where this name came from is back in high school, I made a couple of new friends. They introduced me to a guy who was... fuck off, Hefe. It introduced me to a guy who was from a rougher home, self-medicated pretty heavily, unfortunately. He was laying on the ground. I walked up to him. I'm like 6'6", 300-something pounds at this point. And he just goes, holy shit, it's a Monguli. I spent like 2 weeks looking up what the hell a Monguli was before people were like, dude, he made it up on the spot. Like, that's just who this guy is. Like, he's weird and he's out there. And it kind of just stuck. Like, not that anybody really calls me that in real life, but that's become like my gaming name ever since. Like Monguli, that's who I am on Xbox Live, Steam, stuff like that. So when I had to make a channel, it just made sense. It wasn't until like 6 months after I made the channel where it was all of a sudden like I couldn't make my PlayStation account Monguli. I couldn't do other things. I'm like, why all of a sudden can I not have this? And I looked up, and apparently in like Finland or something, or Switzerland, somewhere in Europe, it's a Mong is a term for somebody with Down syndrome. It's a slur. I had no idea. That's not why I do this. That has nothing to do with who I am or what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to make a slur on anybody. UK, Ireland, fair enough. So if anybody is offended by my name, I truly apologize. That's not what we were going for. It was just a nonsense word that I figured nobody else is using this. Nobody else ever will use this. I'm going to go for it. I apologize if it does, but at the same time, I'm not changing it now. So sorry. Kingston. Okay, so you... Now, obviously, we're provincial. We don't deal with the federal side that much. Did they not close the Kingston jail? I thought that it got mothballed and they moved it to Joyceville. I was a correctional officer for a year. Can confirm it gets your mental health bad. Was that here in Canada, my lord, or was that in somewhere else? Absolutely. I have family in corrections. Oh, okay. At least you don't have to fight for the name. True. Well, that went out the window while I was... Fair enough. To be honest, it's what I thought when I first joined, but I watched before I judged. Oh, rough. Okay, so my UK listeners are thinking they're getting something they're not. Here in Brazil, Mongo is one of that things. Sorry, Bruno, I'm not quite sure what you're going to with that. Yeah, like Mongo is Blazing Saddles a mongoloid. Yeah, no, we don't use that term. That's why it's become some hard, because like I would love to have, like, if you watch like Dorky Dad, he's got the Den Dwellers. If you watch Valley, he's got the Valley Club. You know what I mean? Like Heartgrave's got the Grave Diggers. I'd love to have a name for my audience, but because I happen to choose this name that's close to a slur, also, you know, Mongolia, which is whatever you want to say about taking cultural appropriation from other nations, it's just like, fuck me, I kind of put myself in this weird little position where I have no idea what to call you guys, so you're just my audience, and I appreciate you. It was in the Florida. Okay, fair enough. I'm a lord. Is that what his name is supposed to be? My lord? Lord? I like my lord. I like to call him my lord. I'm going with that instead. Kingston, holy shit. Kingston has 7 jails in the vicinity. Kingston Penitentiary was closed. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Excuse me. And the women's prison was closed, but there's still 5 others. Holy cow. It's basically what Bilbo Hotep said. Okay, gotcha. Ghoulies? I don't hate that. Meaning's kind of the same. Ghoulies. You can just call us the audience. That's kind of what I've been going with here. It's just nice to have something. Mongolds? Absolutely not. Hey, no man, that would be... that'd be fitting for us. Mongoonies. Mongoliacs? Oh, let's allow that. Monhooligans. I was trying to figure out how to get hooligans in there. I honestly was for a little while there, and I got away from it. But I would love that if we can figure that one out. Mongoloids is absolutely out. So no, not Mongoloids. Okay. Okay. Of what's been thrown out, I like Ghoulies kind of the best. Kind of gets away from that Mong description. Don't want to... I thought they did an ability block last time. Maybe we just missed the trigger. Okay. No, he definitely does an ability block. Right, it's on the... stun. Sorry, not ability block, but a stun. We'll go for it. If we can get rid of hurt. Nice. Okay. Now, which one of these... Flip 2 positives... New Avengers, attack all enemies, flip taunt, spread all positive effects. Okay, so probably save that. Well, those are my 2 biggest things, is degenerates and movies, so. Clear 3 random negative effects. We don't have any negative effects. It's only cost 4, we'll get it back. Attack all other enemies for 100%. Transfer 4 positive effects from one primary target to flip a positive, clear 3 positives. Ooh, apply slow heal block to all tech and bio enemies. He's none of these are either of those things. Apply defense, shield, new Avengers, in war, clear 3 positives. Identify as a sloth. That checks out if you're here watching me. Saturday morning, you're watching a streamer. That checks out to be sloth. I like it. Ooh, damn it. I was going to say, like, that was quick. I sometimes works inside the Quinty dissension. I could sense the challenges hearing officers talk. Yeah. It's a rough job, to be perfectly honest. Like, the the divorce rate is through the roof. And I totally understand why. Like, we used to live, the jail that I work at, I mean, I'm sure it's going to come out at some point, but for now, I'll just try and keep some of my personal life to myself. The jail that I used to work at, I lived like 2 minutes from, like easy walking distance. And then we moved a little bit further away to be like 8 to 10 minutes. And it was still way too close. Not because I was worried about like escape attempts or anything like that, but just like I would have a bad day or something and I would come home absolutely hot. We're just going to be talking. We might as well just be talking. Cool. That camera's frozen. Let's try this one. There we go. So I would come home still just absolutely hot from work. And the amount of times where my wife took some slack, we didn't have kids at that point, but my wife would take slack that she absolutely didn't deserve, was completely unacceptable. And isn't the reason that we moved, but I'm super happy that we did move for that reason, because there were times where I would come home, had a bad day at work, didn't have enough time to cool down, and not like violently or anything like that. It was never anything like that. I've never struck my wife outside of the bedroom. And it was just one of those, like, do you ever have one of those moments where, like, you can tell what you're doing is wrong, but you can't quite stop yourself? It'd be like that, where I'd just be like responding really harshly when she asks me a very simple question, like, how was your day? And you come at them just like guns blazing. She didn't deserve that. That's not fair to her. So we did end up moving further away. So I've got about a 45-minute commute to work. And don't get me wrong, there are days when that sucks. Because if I have an 8-hour day, now I've basically got a 10-hour day. But I never came home hot again, right? Like, I had that 45 minutes to, like, throw on some loud music and scream along with it, or throw on a podcast and get laughing. Just change my mood. Or if I knew I was going to have a bad day at work, I could kind of build myself up on my way to work. And that's greatly important. That was huge for my mental health. But even so, it just got to a point where, like, 16 years in, it was just like, I just need to change. I need to get off the floors. This might sound weird if you've never worked in corrections. The inmates weren't my biggest problem. Other COs, management, stuff like that, that's terrifying. Like, that was really, really rough. Obviously, you can have a bad day with the inmates, but for the most part, if you've been watching me for any length of time, you probably get a sense of my demeanor. I'm not the kind of person to walk in there and, like, demand and go, getting violent or anything like that, or yelling at the guys. I'd walk in with a smile on my face, a personal demeanor. Like, I can change on a dime if I have to, right? Like, it is the job. But it was just one of those things where, like, that's not my starting position. Where some of my coworkers, that absolutely was my starting position. I found that some people I worked with dictated how poorly my day would go, more so than the inmates would. This has been way too much talk about jails that I thought I would get into this morning, but it's just part of being real with you guys, I guess. I enjoyed my job. I still do enjoy my job. It was just time for a break. I am still technically a correctional officer. I could go back on the floors at any time, but I'm happy where I'm at. So we're sticking with that for now. This has been Jail Talk with Monguli. I don't know how we got there from... we were talking about, like, what I should call the audience, and all of a sudden I'm going off on you guys about my day-to-day work in the jail. You never know what you're going to get here on the Monguli Show. 180 kilometer an hour sloth here. Yeah, that... I don't doubt that. The jailbirds. No. I'm happy they're focusing on PTSD for officers at all levels. Honestly, I took some time with a therapist, and it was amazing. Highly recommended for anybody out there. If you or anybody you know needs to talk to somebody, reach out before it's too late. We just had an alliance mate, I won't say who, and I won't go into details, who lost a family member to mental health, I guess is what I'm going to say. And I don't even know this person in real life. We've barely talked. We've been alliance mates for a while now, but that's really it. And it hit me surprisingly hard, even though I don't know him. I don't know his brother, but just knowing that that's something he's going through is just like, good God. So if you need help, if you know anybody who needs help, reach out. Fuck the stigmatism that people have with therapy and stuff like that. Absolutely fuck it in the ass. Just go and get the help if you need it. Wow, sorry, now we're really going down a rabbit hole. Great on you for recognizing it, and props for developing strategies to process it. Other CEOs can control themselves well and create situations that make you distrust. Can't control. Yeah, you did mean can't. Oh, there we go. A couple of things down. Yeah, that's going to be the same in every job. There's always going to be a coworker who's an asshole. It just feels like in a profession like that, you're given a bit more of a green light than you are somewhere else. Like, if you're in customer service and you're an asshole, you're probably going to get fired relatively quickly. Whereas in some professions, if you're an asshole, I don't want to say you're going to get promoted, but, like, it's just allowed a bit too much. I was thinking inmates, but I figured he probably didn't want us to feel like we were incarcerated. Yeah, no, I don't want you to feel... I want you to be here because you want to be, not because you're stuck here with me. That being said, we are 2 away. We've got another 50 minutes or so before I got to run. Can we get 2 more followers to hit that 300? That would be amazing. Mongoose become a true streamer, more talk and very little gameplay. Hey, the Marvel Strike Force is like golf. The less of it you play, the better it is, right? Like, The goal of golf is to play less golf. I feel like it's the same thing with Marvel Strike Force. Once you get to the point where you can sim everything, you're kind of just like, cool, give me the rewards. That said, we're clearly not at this point right now. Okay, so she's got an ability block.
The champ is here.
Rello,
The champ is here.
I have arrived.
welcome back to the show.
Holla.
All right, I'll check that out later. One of our programs is not working in the background, unfortunately, so we're not going to see Rello, or I guess Wapo, yell at Rello anytime soon. I'll fix that when we're offline, but good to see you here, bud. Hotep, marriage already makes me feel like I'm incarcerated. I don't need it from Monguli. I can be your Twitch wife. I mean, I'm not going to perform my wifely duties or nothing, but I can make you feel bad about all the things you do in a day. I can't wait to get the streak back. Hate to play raid at this point. Yeah, no doubt. Well, I don't know. The raids, I don't want to say they get better, but once you start actually getting rewarded for them, they feel less bad, if that makes sense. 2017, I was in a very dark place. Ironically, I was too in 2017. And I thought it was the end of the line for me. One phone call saved my life, and now, many years later, I have a fantastic wife, beautiful kids, my own business, and I love life again. It's never too late until you make it too late to turn your life around for the better. When you're at the bottom of a mountain, the only direction to go is up. All right. I will be right back. I gotta show you guys something. Actually, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break and then I'll be right back. Check out this ad. Don't go anywhere. I have something to show you and a little bit of a story, but yeah, we'll be right back. And welcome to the Monguli Show. If this is your first time here, let me introduce myself. My name is Dan. You can call me Monguli. We do a lot of fun things on this channel. We play a lot of Marvel Strike Force, probably way too much if I'm being honest, but it is the bread and butter of the channel. However, we do also like to touch on things like new games coming out on the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox, even some Steam. We do once in a while go back and play some retro gaming, which is a lot of fun. We even talk about movies, TV shows, things coming out. Once I even went outside and touched grass. Nope. We usually hang out on Saturday mornings and a couple other times throughout the week as my schedule allows. Hit that follow button so you know when we're going live so that you can come hang out, but don't take my word for it. Here's what some other great content creators have to say about the Monguli Show.
Monguli is rapidly becoming one of my favorite new content creators in Marvel Strike Force.
Who the is Monguli?
I'm sorry, what did you say? Mongoli? Who's Mongoli?
Mangoli. Mangolui.
Mobley? Monoguli? Shut up!
Mowgli. Let's see, Mongoli show. Oh, that's not, yeah, he's not a sponsored stream.
Monguli, turns out, is not Red Guardian.
The Monoguli.
It turns out Monguli's just Monguli.
Have you guys seen the Mongoli show? If not, go and check him out.
What kind of name is Mongoli?
It's an O. The Monoguli show. Show some support to the Mangolio show.
Can you shout out Mongu, whatever that guy's name is?
Anyways, hit that follow button so that you never miss an episode, so you know when we go live. That'd be greatly appreciated. Or head over to youtube.com/themonguli show. Hit subscribe over there so you can see some back episodes as well as event videos, stuff like that coming out in the future. If you do see me live, make sure you say hello. It is greatly appreciated. And as always, everybody, good luck to you.
Monguli is the coolie.
All right, sorry about that. We're back. Sorry, if you came here for Marvel Strike Force this morning, apparently we are completely off the rails, and I do apologize for that. I will try and make this as brief as possible, but it's just something I've been thinking about for a while. We were talking about mental health and whatnot, so it kind of took me down that path. Holmes, this might also come across as a little bit of a subtle brag, but whatever. Jacob, I was also in a dark path in like 2016, 2017. And my brother-in-law paid for me to go to a convention. There's in Toronto, we have Fan Expo. I'm a huge comic book nerd, love nerdy shit like that, but I never paid to go because, quite frankly, it's just very expensive and I didn't have the money. But this was, Kevin Smith was coming to the convention, who I'm a huge fan of, and this was Stan Lee's last time coming to Canada, which was a huge thing for me. So he paid for me to go with him, of course, and his thing is to go to these conventions and get photos with everybody. Like, his wall is just like celebrities you've heard of, celebrities you've never heard of, like everybody he goes and gets his photos with. So it's just like, cool, that's his thing. I love it, but like it's not for me, but it's for him. So I went and I followed him around and got photos taken with him and a couple of celebrities who I couldn't really care less about, but it was just like, I was just supporting him and hanging out with him and whatnot. And most of the celebrities could not have even known that we were in the room. Like, they would just like be talking to their the photographer or their whoever was there with them, and they're like, conversation, look at the camera, and then conversation. Like, you got literally no interaction with them whatsoever, but you got the photo that you could hang on your wall. And so I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like, this kind of sucks, and I don't really know who these people are. Like, I want to go get mine done with Stan Lee, and I want to get mine with Kevin Smith, because they're the only celebrities that I actually really liked, not only there, but just in general. And I was nervous because they tell you don't ever meet your heroes. And I was already kind of in a not like in a suicidal rough place, but just in a not great place. Ended up going and meeting Stan Lee. I don't know how well this is going to work if there's going to be too much glare. Got my photo taken with him a couple years ago. And it was the tiniest little nothing of a thing. He's can't even stand up. But walked into the room. And he's just like, hey, how you doing, true believer? It's nice to meet you. I swear to God, hearing Stan Lee ask me how I was doing, I know that it's just something you say. I get it. I understand that it's just that nothing little like, shut up, Hefe. I actually lost weight since that photo. Having Stan Lee ask me how I was doing, I don't know why, affected me in a way that I can't describe. And I was just riding a high off of that for a while. Like, holy shit, this guy who I've idolized, who's made up some of my favorite characters in fiction of all time. I've met him, he didn't shake hands or anything because he would have fallen apart. That was really, really cool. Then it was time to go meet Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes. And again, I was like, oh man, they say not to meet your heroes and stuff like that. I can't stress enough. I was there for all of like 3 seconds. And in that time, Kevin not only acknowledged that I existed, but like walked up to me, shook my hand. Like, he approached me, shook my hand like, hey man, how you doing? It's good to meet you. We talked for all like 2 seconds. He made a joke about how tall I am. I put my arms around them, as you can see in the photo. And I left with like the biggest smile on my face. I tell you that to tell you this, like, if you're in a bad place, sometimes you have no idea where the light at the end of the tunnel is going to come from. And no matter what you're doing, sometimes the smallest things on the tiniest interactions that you can give to other people will mean the world to them. Like, there's no chance Kevin Smith knew who I was 30 seconds after that interaction. And I'm still talking about this 6 years later. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those, like, the fact that he was present enough to approach me, ask me how I'm doing, have a little bit of a conversation, shake my hand willingly. I didn't reach out for him. He reached out for me. Like, little things matter. And if you're in a dark tunnel, you have no idea where that light at the end of the tunnel is going to come from. This conversation has gotten so ridiculous and heavy. Like, we're going to play Marvel Strike Force and probably have some alcohol shots and talking about the Kingslayer getting destroyed. And now we're into mental health and stuff like that. I don't know. It just feels pervasive. Whatever. It feels important this week to make a point because of what I said. It's one of my friends, one of my alliance mates is going through. Reach out. If you're in trouble, reach out. If you know somebody who might be in trouble, reach out. Like, talk to somebody. Find somebody to talk to. I can't stress enough how much it can matter, how much of a difference it can make. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Let's play some silly video games. Very well put, Mr. Wolf. The little things aren't just something, they are everything. Very, very well put. Let's punch Shang-Chi in the face. All right. It's not, it's a P word. It's like prevalent or pervasive. It's something in that range when it's topical. It's also possible that I'm completely making up a word. I do that sometimes. My wife calls them Danurisms, where I'll just like you heard me talk about something with Jacob earlier, where I just like came up with a word on the spot. I'm like, it sounds like it should be right. I'm sure that it's wrong, but like it feels like it's got potential. It happens. We still have 8 people to go. What is this ultimate going to do? It's going to apply slow and bleed. MSF, mentally supporting friendlies. I fucking love it. Well done, Rello. Why do people say they hate you? I don't understand. You're amazing in this channel. God, yes. Let's do some MSF around here. Prevalent. Thank you. Edward. I'm just going to go with Edward. Czar Edward. Hey man, with as much hate and animosity that's going on around lately, kindness is needed. You never know how much a smile can help. And honestly, let's be perfectly frank for a second. I'm not even a very good Marvel Strike Force player, let alone one of the best. So if I can provide some entertainment and put a smile on your face, I'm going to go that route. And I mean, like, to self-plug for a second there, if you watch this stupid video that I made, I pinned it, it's up in the comments on YouTube. Clearly, I'm going for entertainment value instead of, educational. Hope you enjoy it. I don't know why I made it. It was late at night. Man, I love talking to you. Made me miss my old days of streaming. It was good having you on, man. It's been a good morning. It's not the morning I thought we were going to have, if I'm being perfectly honest, but it's been a good morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so everybody's on the stream. Czar, thank you so much for the follow. We are 1 away, guys. Certainly there's one person in this chat who can push us over the edge. We're sitting at 40 people. There's no way all 40... Well, I guess there is a way that all 40 of you are... There it is!
Fuck yeah!
Awesome! I wish I could pronounce your name and thank you personally.
Thank you everybody so much.
Why me?
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, beautiful braid. Is that going to play every time now that we hit that goal? All right, we might need to change that goal soon. Thank you so much, everybody. That's quite a few people this morning who have followed and joined the Ghoulies. The Mongolian Horde.
Sticky great again.
Whatever it is, whatever we decide to go with. Get out of here, Sticky. This is my time to shine. Get your own show. That's right. I tried my best to refrain from using any fun accents or voice impersonations in order to keep it more controversial. The Ghoulie Gang. Yay, Goo Gang. The Ghoulie Gang. There's something there. We might be able to work on that one, bro. All right. This isn't going to do anything terribly interesting. It's just going to... So we might as well pick off one of these characters if we can. She's got a lot of bleeds. She might just die to the bleeds. Let's take her. Hey, you guys! I gotta say, I've seen that movie multiple times. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it is a classic. KCY me? Okay. I can try to remember that. Alright, well, hey, we hit our follower goal. That's absolutely incredible. We actually surpassed it, which is even better. I guess it's time to move on to the subscriber goal. I'm kidding. But hey, if any of you do have Amazon Prime, you do get a free Twitch Prime subscription. Make sure you're using it somewhere. It doesn't have to be here, but just make sure that you are using it. Ouija unfollows. You son of a bitch. Just unfollow and follow again. Just hit that that follow goal over and over again. Jerk. The Goo Goo action finger. I don't even know what that means. Gangaloids. Ghoulies is a good one. 3 hours is short. It is for me on a Saturday morning. It is, like, usually this goes for like 6. So we have a hard out. We've got about half an hour left. The movie guy. I would love to be known as the movie guy on here. Okay, we are starting to fall apart. We've only got a few people left. We're falling apart hard, actually. Rutro. I worked in movie stores for almost 30 years. Nice. Back when they were a thing, I always wanted to work in like a Blockbuster. I lived in a small town, so it was never an option. But it was one of those, like, that would be an amazing job. And when I say that, I don't want to work in a Blockbuster. What I actually wanted to work at was RST Video from Clerks, where I could just like hang out with friends and talk about movies all day. I'm sure it's very different to actually work in a movie store. Men Don't Play with Dolls. I worked in a movie store. Blockbuster from 97 to 2011. Wow. The Dangerines! I don't think it's a good name, but it puts a smile on my face. I think the Hand Gang sounds horrendous, and I think I'm going to lose followers if I start calling them that. Hey, Handies! How are you guys doing? I have a job for you. Oh, no. I had that misconception about GameStop. Dannerisms. Oh, Christ. I don't think we have a chance at this point. I would love to get rid of him, but I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. We're going to have an ultimate... Oh, no, a special soon. I need some of my little guys to start getting some taunts. What is the charge to do for him outside of war? Does it do the same thing? Like, is he going to come back from this? We can stun him. That's going to be pretty good for us. Don't die. Don't die. You're dead. We're all dead. Frick! Alright. Well, we did a lot better that time than we did the first time. So, we're going to back out, stay on this node, and I guess try maybe leveling somebody up. Do you have war? Good call. Good. See, you're thinking. That's actually why I stream, is so I can learn from the audience, not so I can teach anybody anything. If war abilities are on, then yeah, I think so. Yeah, okay. See? Alright. Well, let's manage that goal, I guess. Onward and upward. We will start a new goal. Nope.
This goal. Let's go!
Not what I meant to do. Let's start a goal. What is happening? Cancel. Manage goal. I don't want to start that. I want to change the goal. How do I... Ah, there we go. Let's be ambitious and say 350. We'll get there eventually. Start that goal. Is this 8? I think it's 7. I really didn't want to build up my new Avengers. Which is unfortunate, because it means even if I win, I'm not going to get the 7-star for Green Goblin, but at least he's closer. Thank you so much for that, Hotep. I greatly appreciate that in my ear first thing in the morning. The Dan Clan. Jacob, I don't even know how to pronounce that one. Monorificus? Monorifics? Dandelions. Okay. Alright, new Avengers. I don't know how resources we even have to put into them at this point. See, 90, a bunch of 85s. So, what is going to make the biggest impact? He's the only one. We could potentially take him up to 90, and he's actually going to be able to level up to 17. He does have that stun on his ultimate, which is nice. Is that worth it? I know Ronan was getting quite a bit of talk back in the day, but he got overshadowed pretty heavily by other things. Tiger and Ronan. What does he take for it? Gross. Gross. Okay. I mean, it'll still help significantly just to get him up to a higher, like, level. Just testing them out, huh?
Dandelions it is. Yes, D.
I think that's a first. I don't think we've ever had it actually read that out on chat before. Thank you, Ouija. You got the fart noise, and you got to have your opinion read out live on the channel. How long is it going to take for dandelions to stick? And when I mean that, when I say that, what I mean is like if you raid, like if Dorky Dad raids somebody, people would be like, "Hey, welcome, Den Dwellers. How are you doing?" Like, at what point can I raid somebody? Be like, "Hey, welcome, dandelions." That sounds so bad. I don't even want that to be the case. The dandies. Does that not have a different connotation than what I'm thinking? Dandelions unite. Oh no. On enemy revive, apply blind to that enemy. I don't know how often that's going to come up, but that seems like it'd be decent. Bonus attack 4 times in war. What is it now? Bonus attack 2 times?
I like Danadians.
What was a dandy? What is a dandy? Boop. A man unduly devoted to his style, neatness, and fashion in dress and appearance. Well, clearly I am a dandy. Look at me in my Venom t-shirt. Obviously, I live up to that standard expertly. Me and my fart noises and Venom shirts. Yeah, that's on brand.
What's up, Dandelions? How's it shaking?
Well, I'm glad you guys have found the fart button. It was there for a long time. Ironically, it was, I don't think he's still here. Oh fuck, Moss Def was the first person to ever cheer on this channel, and I was so unready for it that I didn't even have it set up. So like literally nothing happened. And it was just like, I appreciate that 1 cent, but sorry that nothing happened for you. I've tried to go back and make it so that I've got like things set up for almost everything, because like Ceci came in and did the Ceci thing where they dropped like 10 subscribes and it was just like the regular subscribe button. So I've tried to make it more impressive. So when like you gift multiple subscribers, something more than just like shut up and take my money happens. What T4s do we have on Tigra? Just her passive. Just the passive. Denolis? All right, how high can we actually go? Yeah, we can't even take you up to 90. That's fortunate.
With the cheer effects, we can be the fart knockers.
I don't think that means what you think it means. You can be a fart knocker somewhere else, bud. Oh, Christ. Oh. Oh, you guys are too good on a Saturday morning. That's amazing. All right. Oh, T4s for Tigra. What was it? Special. Her special gives safeguard. 100% piercing primary and gain immunity in war, gains safeguard. Oh. Uh-oh. Are we starting to see the real Rello here? Welcome to the Regret Show, starring your host, Monguli. I've made some decisions. We're not proud of them. I'm not trying to How do I do this without it sounding like self-promotion? I guess it is self-promotion. Fuck it. The more you cheer, the worse the fart noise gets. I'm just going to leave that with you, and you can figure it out. Up to, I think, $5. Don't go higher than that. I don't think it gets worse than that. But like 50 cents, $1, $2, whatnot, it just gets worse and worse. I like that they're not all the exact same noise too. I don't remember setting it up like that, but that's kind of awesome that it's like you got some variation there. It's not just the exact same sound every time. Just when you thought it was safe, Rello proves everyone wrong, making me laugh during my ride. I hope you don't have me like you. I hope you said you had headphones on. I really hope you're not making your customers listen to this. There's a bunch of... Yeah, I'm sorry, Bruno. We're pretty immature over here. We fart knockers are pretty immature. Jesus Christ, that's not going to be a thing. That can't be a thing. All right. We leveled up one thing. I might as well level up Ronan as much as we can. Every little bit's going to help. Go back to our roster. Let's level him up what we can. Actually, let's level up. Oh, geez, yeah. Okay, let's do this. Whoops. Let's level what we can of these, because that'll probably be a bit more impactful, and I don't want to be... What's with the misclicks there, bud? You came for the John Cooley show. Not this week. Not this week. Although...
Knockers is a thing.
Oh, I'm aware. It's just not a thing I want to be associated with. Yeah, I turn you down when a customer walks in the store. Makes sense. Where are you working, Bag? What are you up to on this Saturday morning? Oh, man. Okay, so... Hefe, after the debacle that was the top 5 romantic comedies, we talked about doing Disney animated films next, and what I was thinking is, because there is a set amount of them, is actually doing a tier list for the Disney animated films. So I've reached out to my brother, see if he's willing to do that with me. It'll obviously lead to more discussion, but that might be okay, because the romantic comedies kind of ended quickly. I don't know when that's going to be, but hopefully in the not too distant future. As well, if you enjoyed the Mongoolis movie Mayhem that I just put out with Cleaning Agent and Eros World, the next one is going to be Zero Cool Gamer and Bendable Straws. I don't have a date yet for that one, but that's what we're working towards. So if you enjoyed that, make sure you hit that follow button here or the subscribe button on YouTube so you know when we go live and you get to watch that. If you haven't checked that out yet and you enjoy the movie talk, please go check. In fact, honestly, even if you don't enjoy the movie talk, we had Run 7 versus Duelim, which was incredibly entertaining. Those guys are really funny. And we had Cleaning Agent versus Eros World, which was super off the rails and ridiculous, but I really liked it. Go check those videos out. They're not performing all that well on YouTube, but they did really well on, well, they did Mongooli well on Twitch. And honestly, I don't even care because I just had a blast making them. CBD store. I'm one of the owners. Nice. I think we're the Monodans? No. Monodians? Don't think that's happening. If I can't pronounce it, I'm not calling you it. Who is the top of the tier list and why is it Aladdin? I think Aladdin is very high up there. I'm not going to spoil what the top of the list is because, you know, watch the show. Monadians. Monadians, mo problems. Or something. I don't know. All right. Let's see if we can get this done. We got a few more minutes before I got to sign off. Unfortunately, I don't see anybody else online currently to send you over to, but we still got a little bit of time. Hopefully somebody will jump on. Monadians. It just doesn't roll off the tongue quite as nicely as some of the other options that we've had. I love that you're still thinking about it, but hey, G! We've got the wee G, and then we've got the regular G. Do we have a big G anywhere? Dad joke for you here on a Saturday morning. Why not? You guys have sat with me through worse this morning, let's be honest. Wee G is the OG. Only person I see on is Oil, but he's streaming DBD right now. All right, so this is going to give us immunity and death proof. I'm missing a reference there somewhere. But clearly you guys got it, because both of you said on your left at the same time. Wait, is there... Now you got me paranoid there was something in real life for a second. Mongooli, what is your TCP? We're sitting about 42 million, I want to say. Oh, it's... Sure, that checks out. I've not heard of this person, clearly. Sometimes the really easy references are the ones that I just totally blank on. He's a big Captain America fan, checks out. But he's really into Captain America at the moment. Okay, so let's see if we can't slow you down a little bit. And then I already forget what this one does. I think we wanted to go with the... No. No, Jacob. Do better. We're not calling ourselves that. Nice guy. Does play MSF, but streaming... I'm assuming that's Dead by Daylight, as he's having fun with his boys doing that. And that's important. Like, we did a Fortnite stream a little while ago. The numbers dropped significantly the second we started doing it, but it was a ton of fun for me to just hang out with Hefe and Foss and a couple others, and just... I think we had 3088 Gaming on there, which was really cool. It was just a fun day. It wasn't, our regular thing, and I understand that that's not what some people are here to watch, but sometimes you just got to do for you, right? Also, I started streaming Helldivers the other day. That game's hella fun. I need to start doing that more. And if I can, swearing less. Apply slow bleed. I think we can hold gain evade and taunt. Well, that's kind of fun. That'll keep the rest of our team alive for a little bit. So let's go for that over here. The Dan Fartigans. Oh, that sounds like a nasty sweater. Okay. Oh, Hotep. Come on, bud. Do better. 9 guys. 1, 2, 3, 6 guys. There's 3 left after this. Apply offense up to all shield and new Avenger allies. In war, clear 3 positive effects from the enemy with the highest damage. None of them even have positive effects. Apply defense down for 2 turns. Taunt for 2 turns. Disrupt for 2 turns to the enemy with the highest damage. Call 1 ally with the most damage to attack enemy with the highest damage. Attack all enemies. Gain 200% extra focus. In war, cannot be countered. Okay. What is coming? So we still have a Shang-Chi on the way. He's actually not that big. I think we can go for this. Let's clear some of the little guys. Five. So we do have all of them here now. So we might as well start cracking out the big guns. That'll clear all of our negatives, which is awesome. We might actually have a pretty good chance. It's a 5-on-5 at this point where you've got lots of buffs. They've got some damage on them. It's looking pretty decent for us. Let's see how we do. Oh, Ouija just subscribed on Facebook, it looks like. That's awesome. Appreciate you heading over there. We just put out that ridiculous video last night. I mean, really only the intro is ridiculous, but it's one of those silly things that I'm both embarrassed by and proud of at the same time. So hopefully you enjoyed that. But thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button over on YouTube. If anybody else wants to go over to YouTube and hit subscribe, that would be amazing. And I am technically streaming on Kick as well, albeit nobody has ever been over there to join me. So, I mean, if anybody has a Kick account, great. Otherwise, I'm probably going to stop doing it at the end of the month and just cancel this Restream account. Just focus on YouTube and Twitch. I just figured I'd try it, reach out, try new audiences. But there seems to be literally no audience over there for this. Which, you know, is fine. The Twitch community is pretty awesome. So, it is what it is. Stunning him seems like a great idea. If it lands, it did. Fantastic. Oh, down. Didn't last, but was good while it was there. Let's see if we can knock her out of the park. Just to have less people to deal with. Ooh, no. Okay. Damn, these last couple, we really need to save some gas in the tank for. Okay, so clear revive once. No, have it. Attack primary target 50%. Attack bonus attack 2 times 50%. Bonus attack additional 200%. Apply bleed and blind. I feel like we want him to be blinded if we can, just to try and stay alive for a little bit longer. Love that. Apply offense up shield. Yeah, we definitely could use the offense up. Let's go for it. Stop attacking! Holy cow, how many attacks do you get in a row? That was brutal. Oh, no. Saw it 1 second too late that they had the blind. You're right, Rella. It was getting a little too quiet in here. We needed a fart noise. Appreciate you. I need to figure out what's going on with my streamer bot, why it just, like, stopped working. Because it's still working for redemptions as far as I'm aware. It just doesn't do the triggers. It's a little unfortunate. I mean, Jacob, we've literally been talking about that all morning. You've thrown out a bunch of ideas. I would say it makes you the audience, because we are, like, if I'm the show, who watches the show? The audience watches the show. It's a boring name, but, you know, it's the most accurate. All right, so let's quit out because we're in really bad shape at the moment. But man, we're getting closer. I think we can do this. Mon viewers. In my brain, that sounds too close to the non-viewers, like we're just not getting views. The stagehands.
I still say fart knockers.
Well, I'll tell you what, Hotep, I will refer to you as a fart knocker. How is that? Does that work? You can be the singular fart knocker on this show. Didn't sound better. Didn't sound better when I said it. Didn't get better being singular. Okay, so we do this. We got the first half of this battle relatively figured out. We need to figure out what we're doing with the second half. We need to save some of our resources while still getting through this. The handy dandies. Oh. We got fart knockers and handy people. Oh my. Which probably, you know, handy dandies, there's no negative connotation there. It's just my own brain that just inserts one anyways. If we go early enough with this, we're going to flip negatives. There's just no positive effects to spread. There's no reason to do that. think we hold off on that one. This is my dandy. Oh, you can't even see it. This is my dandy cap. Oh my god, actually when I said it out, I was thinking a dandy with a hat on for dandy cap, and then as soon as I actually said it out loud, I realized what you're going with dandy cap. It's way better spoken than it is read. Because I was like, oh, a dandy wearing a hat. Da, 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 da. Nope! Not what you were going for, I'm guessing. Oh, fuck me. I'm dandy capped. Goddamn, I might actually use that in real life. That's good, man. That is good. That's, yeah. Yeah, dandy caps, that might be the front runner right now. You know what? You know what makes it even better? Is the fact that it took me putting on a hat and saying it out loud before I got it, right? Like, it was just that, like, kind of proving your point, as it were. He's already got stun. He does not have vulnerable, so let's go for somebody with vulnerable. Oh, I'm crying. Dandy cappers. You know, like, we're saying this and we're making fun of me, but realistically, we're trying to come up with a name for the audience. So you guys are the dandy capped. That's a good one, man. That's like, I legitimately can't wait to use that in a sentence somehow. I'm gonna figure out a way to say that to my wife. Well done, Jacob. Now, I won't clear the charge, though, right? Like, there's no way this will actually get rid of that. I think we want to save some of our resources, because that seems to be the problem, is we get late game and then we get bunged up. Although this is usually what gets us to the late game. No, let's just see if we can hold off through the mid. And if we can make through the mid and save that for the end, we might be in really good shape. Shit, we lost Ronan. Yeah, so we need that to get through the mid section. Stuck in a traffic jam in nowhere, Mississippi. I'm not even close to a town. That's rough. That's rough, Hefe. Appreciate you being here on the road trip. Are you with anybody? Is anybody else in the car? Or is it just you on your own? One of our loyal viewers, who is not here at the moment, actually, made the mistake of telling me his wife's name and tells me that he watches on his big screen TV, which is mind-boggling to me that people watch me at all, let alone that people do it, like, while sitting on the couch with their TV on. Like, I'm so happy I can entertain you, but at the same time, that doesn't make any sense to me. But he told me his wife's name, so now whenever he comes on, I'm just like, "Hi, Connie!" And, like, apparently she hears me from other rooms being like, "What did you do?" They seem like a lovely couple. I'm not topping that one. Only you and me and the dandy caps. I fucking love it. I really do. Yeah, no, Jacob, you've peaked. Just Costanza your way out the door at this point. Just... Oof. Oh, I said, you know what? Oh, fuck me. This is why I need to be better at this. I should have clipped that moment, because the realization of when I put together what a dandy cap was, probably worth having clipped. All right, that brings in the last of the team. We've got her ultimate that we can use. which should do some pretty decent damage, hopefully. All right, they came back. Still have charges. My goodness. Okay, now the charge is gone. Good. We don't have the ultimate on him, unfortunately. Do we leave Shang-Chi alone? Because he's gonna... Jeez, like, I want him dead, but man, he takes a wallop. Flip. Oh, he gets rid of the death proof? Ooh, I do like that. What I need, so it's going to be near the end of the stream, so at least it's going to be relatively easy to find in that regard. There's been a couple of times where... oh, shit, I should have done the draw. We should do the draw sometime. I don't have that ready to go yet. There have been a couple of times where I'll be like, that was a funny moment. We should have that clipped. Or like, oh, that some person said something important, and I don't write down the time, and it's like, I have to go back through like a 4-hour stream. Like, I'm just not that... Like, I know people like Doolam, Run7, probably a whole lot of others go back through their streams and clip out all the funny moments because it makes for good YouTube content. And I'm just like, I just don't want to watch myself for that long. A, I just don't have the time. And B, like, I'm good. I tried one of those, like, AI programs that, like, clips your best moments. It didn't make any sense. Like, it was clipping, like, half of this sentence to half of this sentence. I'm like... What? There's no context. There's no lead up. It's just nonsense. It's like, no, I'm good. All right. That's looking pretty positive. Let's punch this person in the face. Down to 1. I think we got this. Unfortunately, this isn't going to be enough to actually get our Green Goblin, but at least we got that first tier. So it's something. Just wave your hands in the air for a good 5 seconds and you'll be able to go back from... The problem is I don't always... Like, I get so into what I'm doing and hanging out with the chat that my brain, like, for instance, how long did it take me to go, oh, that was probably a good moment? Like, we're like 6 minutes past now, right? I need to get better at recognizing in the moment, like, oh yeah, that was actually pretty funny. We should have kept that. Or, I mean, I think you've got VOD privileges. I mean, I think you have the ability to clip as a mod. It's too far to go back now, but I mean, theoretically, you could clip a moment as it's happening if you're just like, that was pretty good. I could be wrong. I think I've got that set up. All right, who is... Check your Discord memes, will do. Love that that's seeing use. That was a weird laugh. Even by my standards, that was a weird laugh. Let's check this out for a second. We got our little meme section. Reserved parking for Dandicapped only. And the lettering on that's actually really good. Like, that looks decent. Is there any way we can somehow Mongolify this picture? In which case, this is fucking great. Hey, Rolf, how you doing? Rolf, I don't know if you're planning on streaming today. We're just about to sign off. We got a great group of people here. If you were planning on streaming in the next, like, 5 minutes or so, go ahead, jump on there, and we'll come over and hang out with you for a bit. If you're not, and you just want to hang out for a bit, you're more than welcome to hang out with me and my Dandicapped, which is apparently what we're going with now. Ah, that's much better. Great job, Z. Great job. I just got back from somewhere. Fair enough. No pressure. I just figured if you were going to anyways, nobody else is online at the moment. I guess Willie Long. That's not who I thought it was. Never mind. Anyone but Rolf. Ouch. Ouch. Well, I could just leave you with dead air if you want to just hang out and watch my ads randomly. Clearly put a dandy cap on the sign. That checks out. Wow. Okay. Do we have enough power to do a raid anymore? Oh, we got one. We can do one more. We just started doing the incursion, so we can actually start getting the crimson gear. So we got to do as much as we can to make sure that we are pulling our weight, because there are some people in our alliance who can't, unfortunately. Oh no! Oh, he's so close. We'll get him later. We don't need that team. We can just bring in like Apocalypse and something else, and we should be fine. What are we looking at? 25, just a little under 25% with another 6.5 hours to go. That's not bad. We should be able to get there. Ah, Strike Team 3. Ugh, 30%. Everybody else just not quite pulling it. We'll get there. We'll get there. All these pennies. All right. I think we're kind of out of stuff. Oh, we can do an arena fight. Why not? What beats Black Knight? I am open to suggestion because I am having a hell of a time with this guy. 4 red stars. I've never even seen him show up past the first red star. Gross. Let's get that off the main screen. Jump over here. It's interesting they've got a Black Knight and not a Super Skrull, and they seem to be doing fairly well with that. I don't know if that is going to be our in. We're going to switch this team out for the tried and true. Go away. We're going to go with you and you. Not you. You could try to say, oh, that's a good point, because the whole point was that it's not against Superior 6. So, yeah, we can give it another go, just see how it goes. We did also bring up, what's his name? Mysterio a little bit. I don't think enough to the point where he's going to really help. It was Vulture, Gobby, Lizard, Mysterio, right? I think that's what they were talking about. I'm going to put Vulture over here. Maybe Mysterio on the end as well. I find lots of people... Sorry, I find a lot of people like the increase in rewards from doing better in raids, but few are willing to log on more throughout the day to accomplish it. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. We are in... I would say probably like 70% of our alliance is quite active and friendly and very helpful. There's a couple people who I haven't seen active on Discord or anywhere in some time. I mean, they're still like doing enough in the game to not get kicked, like auto kicked, but it's just like, okay, guys, time to step it up a little bit. Let's see what we can do. All right. That got rid of the taunt, which is nice. I love that he doesn't have an immunity on him. That's good for us. We've got all kinds of stuff. Oh, Jacob, if that's the day you're going to have, that's awesome. I'm so glad I could help you out with that. Thank you again for coming on the show as well. It was great talking to you. Thank you for naming my audience. It feels like it should be a dig on me, but realistically, it's what we're calling you guys. So, you know. Oh, no, that hurt. I was hoping to go before him. Wow. Nope, we are getting wrecked. And we can't even hit... Oh, we don't even... Never mind, he's dead. So that's a non-starter. Got our 3 little Mysterio drones. Make the sign say reserved parking for the dandy caps. Bubba Hotep, I'm assuming you created that sign. Are you able to add to it at all? Are you able to, I don't know, put the little handicap sign on it, the little hat on it, maybe put a Monguli logo on there? I don't know. Are you able to make it awesome? It's already pretty great. Put a dandy cap on the figure and change the wheelchair to a computer chair. Awesome. All right, Rolf is live. We are after 12 o'clock, so we're going to jump over to him. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me. We're going to send you over to Rolf. We really like him. He's a great streamer. I don't have time to hang out, unfortunately, but make sure you hit that follow button on his channel if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that follow button on this channel if you haven't already. We obviously have a great time. You can be dandy capped too. Why not? Why wouldn't you want to be a dandy cap? And if you're willing to, head over to YouTube. Head over to youtube.com. You can see that in the link. Somebody hit exclamation mark YouTube or in the pin up top. Head over to YouTube, subscribe over there. We are trying to hit 1,000. I know we're still quite a ways away, but that is the goal eventually. Be great if you could join us over there. Anything else to say? What the hell? Hit subscribe if you're willing to. Greatly appreciate it. Other than that, have a great day. Say hi to Rolf for me. Cheers, everybody. I'm trying to think of something I can cap it off of with having a dandy cap in there. We'll work on that. We'll workshop it. Later, dandy caps, dandy cappers. You dandy cap folk, I don't know. We'll figure something out. Later, everybody. Bye. It's doing that thing where I'm still live, isn't it? I guess if I just hit raid and I don't actually hit end stream. Mongolia use unraid? No, Mongolia use raid. Start raid. Professional streamer. Yeah, still live. It's almost weird to know that we're called the Dandicapped. It's can't imagine why. There, now we successfully raided. Cheers, everybody.